Cut. Let's try something fresh, like the new scratch-offs.
I got it.
Tuesday. It's not Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's Tuesday.
Cut.
It's not Monday,
Aren't you a little old to be in a boy band?
There's nothing old about getting new tickets.
Well, you're right. Maybe we stick with the original track.
New tickets every first Tuesday of the month from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Problem Gambling Helpline, 877-718-5543.
Hey, you got 10 minutes? Then you've got time for the new podcast, 10 Takes with Kyle Brandt. Every Monday, I give you 10 takes from the NFL, from the universe, and I give them to you in just 10 minutes. I'm telling you, you may just have the best time you've ever had listening to a podcast. It could be a crazy play I'm talking about. It could be how I hate child car seats and I don't know how to install them. You just never know. Listen to 10 Takes on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
The pounding begins. The wagons are circled. Every wind is raided. It's football time in America, and this republic has never been stronger. The Sportsocracy, Beer City's best sports talk, live from the Ingles Studio.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy, heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, and join us for a
Football Friday.
Yeah, it's a Football Friday once again. Thursday night football last night. Finally a good one.
Hey, that one wasn't terrible. NFL. Maybe do more of that.
Yes.
Less Bears, more teams that can score. Stop trying to be fair. I've been telling you this for years. The only fair in life shows up at your local ag center. It's got Ferris wheels and funnel cakes. And frankly, anytime you say that, it makes you look like a clown.
Yep.
Do that.
Yep.
Give me good teams.
41
or good team.
41-35. Cowboys beat the Seahawks. You said good team.
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks.
There's one really good team that played last night.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, can I have to get this out of the way. You remember when we were talking about, Deron Bland's going to get votes for Defensive Player of the Year? Do you remember the next thing I said was, well, I mean, to have that many pick sixes, that means you're getting thrown at a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And last night showed why, because I'm pretty sure Seattle's game plan was find 2-6.
Yep.
Where's 2-6? There he is. DK. Away!
Roasted all night long. DK Metcalf, 3 touchdowns. If you had him on your fantasy team this week, hey, you started out the week real well. Yeah, I mean, Deron Bland, it's the same thing as Trayvon Diggs, right? He was getting – the reason Trayvon Diggs had all the picks that rookie year was because he was the one that was getting targeted. Remember how many yards he gave up? It was more than practically anybody in the history of the game in a single season.
Can we also just talk about how Mike McCarthy was one Geno Smith doing Geno Smith things away from being the biggest moron on the planet? 3rd and 3, you can salt this game away. Worst case scenario, the clock runs. What's he do? Throws back shoulder fade to CeeDee Lamb that literally everybody in the stadium knew if this ball goes in the air, that's where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, that Dallas Cowboy team is really good.
Yeah, and you're hell on wheels when you are led by an MVP-level quarterback. And that, my friends, is where I believe we sit today. I don't think you can deny that what he has done, especially in the last, 7 weeks of the season, Dak Prescott is the number 1 quarterback as far as yards and stats and completions and percentages and all that kind of stuff over the last 7 weeks. And this team keeps rolling. I mean, that's going to be a real tight race.
Does anybody see the irony that they had to get rid of Kellen Moore? Had to. Oh, he's the problem because he refuses to run the ball. Then, the season starts out and catch a really weird lost to the Cardinals, and things are they're not humming on all cylinders. So what does Mike McCarthy do? His best Kellen Moore impersonation. Hey, we're going to throw a jillion D times. Tony Pollard, end of message, repeat the line.
Yep.
That's all we're going to do.
Yep.
And he's not going to do it all that effectively. I'm starting to understand why Kellen Moore went, maybe we'll stick him at 12. 12 totes for old TP, and that's all we're going to do.
Right.
By the way, missed the parlay last night by under Geno Smith yards. Thanks, Geno. I love that you keep finding ways to screw me. You left my team like 100 years ago, and yet every time I say your name, I get punched right in the face.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, talking to a Cowboys fan this morning, and he was kind of poo-pooing the game last night of we should have beat them by more. They're not as good. We made them look better than they are. Maybe that's true. But I felt like Seattle played really well last night. I didn't look at it and go, that was a close game because Dallas was a failure.
Did they, though?
I mean, the secondary obviously could use some attention.
Did they play well, though?
Did they not?
So I was in a slew of text message conversations last night.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were one of the people that I was chatting with, you know that I literally called the end of this game perfectly with 10 minutes to go. Oh, Seattle's up, and Seattle looks like Seattle's got this one. Nope, Geno go Geno. Geno go Geno. That's what he does. That is what he does. And to me, the bigger takeaway is Dallas. There's another big takeaway, too, but I'll get to that in a minute. I look at Dallas now as you're probably the second best team in the NFC. But San Francisco beat their brains out. That was a long time ago. You got to stop using in week 3, blank happened. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a different Cowboy team. I mean, and just, I'm curious to know your answer here. How many receivers in the NFL would you take ahead of CeeDee Lamb? I have racked my brain on this for 12 full hours.
It would definitely be Justin Jefferson.
There's one.
I think I'd take Amon St. Brown over him.
I would not. Which is weird because now you've officially surpassed me in Amon-Ra love. He's on the top of my business card, and you still love him more than I do, and that's weird.
I think I'd still take Devontae over him.
Devontae
Adams. On pure talent.
Yeah, he's just older.
I mean, I love CeeDee Lamb, but there's not a lot.
Yeah, here's my answer. You were done at Justin Jefferson.
Really? That's it?
I view him and Jamar Chase the exact same way. They're 2A and 2B.
I didn't even get to Jamar. He would be ahead.
They're
of
2A and 2B to me.
Mm-hmm.
He is uncoverable. And does he have some drop issues? Yes. Yes, he does. Last night, the Dallas Cowboys came in with a game plan of we are going to do practically nothing but CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson. We'll sprinkle in a Brandon Cooks when you throw in a fourth corner, and he can do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need really squat else. And it worked. There were plays, and look, I don't make a huge habit of watching every second of Dallas Cowboy football, no matter how much it has tried to Fox tries to feed it to me like feed the dog a pill. But there were times that I looked at alignments and pre-snap formation or pre-snap movements and formations, things like that. I know exactly where this ball's going. And Seattle knew exactly where it was going. Didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't matter. Can't stop it. He's that good. He has some of the strongest hands. Not best hands, strongest hands. He made a catch last night that I just went, I don't know that there's another person on this planet that could have caught that.
Right.
He's that good.
He is.
He is out of this world good. I also need to say, hey, NFL teams, when you draft and a player like that falls in your lap, maybe you should just take the best player on board. We don't need a receiver. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you need.
No. At that point,
he should never have fallen that far, and he fell right in the lap of Jarrah.
And he snanked him away from Philadelphia, which is better.
Have you ever noticed that when they show Jerry Jones during Cowboy games, he always looks like that guy at a sports book that you know you're so underwater that they're going to break your face if this doesn't go your way. Because he's always sitting in a box just like, what is happening right now?
He's just so invested, right? doesn't go his way, he gets nervous. It's fine. It's fine.
Every time they showed him, I was like, yep, he just has he's seen his legs getting broken right now.
Dak Prescott leading the charge last night, and that seems to be the only thing anybody can talk about today.
Well, I mean, of course it is. He's quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, Dak Prescott for MVP, and I think there's a real case for it.
I do not.
Really?
No. No, I don't.
Where would he be on your list?
He's behind Jalen Hurts. He's behind C.J. Stroud for me.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's C.J. Stroud, Jalen Hurts, in the message beat the line. Dak would probably be my 3. And I shouldn't have said there's no case for it. I completely understand why people are saying this. I don't know. I look at all the things C.J. Stroud has done. I use my eyes, and that's where my vote would go unless he falls off into the ocean for the last 6 games of the season.
Right. Okay. I was just curious because for me right now, it's between Jalen and Dak. And I get the C.J. Stroud thing, but I that's not going to happen. Right? It's going to go to a quarterback of a team that actually competes for a title.
I have to pay this off because I said it. Do you know some of the players that went ahead of CeeDee Lamb in that 2020 draft class?
Oh, I'm sure I know them all.
Jeff Okudah.
Yes,
that went so good. Isaiah Simmons, C.J. Henderson, Mekhi Becton, Javon Kinlaw. And then the 2 receivers, Jerry Jeudy and Henry Ruggs. You think all those teams just look around and go, man, we boo-booed that bad. We should not have done that.
Mm-hmm. I always wish that year hadn't happened.
Woof.
Some bad luck. That's a lot of bad luck all wrapped up into one.
You got one receiver who's in federal prison and the Jeudy chop. That's what you took ahead of CeeDee Lamb, who, by the way, was my number 1 receiver in that year by quite a bit.
Yes. And then AJ went after that. Was that the AJ draft?
AJ Terrell?
No, Brown.
Oh, no, he was the year before.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I think he was 2019.
Okay. All right. Do the Dallas Cowboys have it though?
Oh, absolutely.
Is this
they
the
do,
team?
but this is, and I'm going to say this about another team. We'll be doing game picks, and where to go and all those things over the course of the show. This is something I'm going to say about another team. Okay, you won a game last night against Seattle that you probably shouldn't have, and that's impressive. I've seen you do that. Frankly, I could give a damn what you did last night. I could give a damn what Dak Prescott did last night. Doesn't mean anything to me. Because I've seen you do that before. Can you do it in the playoffs? As soon as you do it in the playoffs, then all of my aversions to you are unwound.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's where I'm getting ready to head with this. There's a possibility that you could see these two teams in the playoffs. You could see Seattle and Dallas play in the NFC playoffs.
Yes.
Would it shock you if Seattle beat them? Because it wouldn't me. It wouldn't me. Because somehow they find a way that all of those things they did last night that should have burned them, the third down call with the clock winding down, some clock management things, you find a way to make those work in the regular season, and then they burn you in the playoffs.
Because in a close game, when it comes down to the end, what weighs more in the end? Coaching, right? One's led by Pete Carroll, and the other one is led by Mike McCarthy, who has seemed to be that coach who, when it comes down close and the clock management really matters, he's going to boot it. It's typically been the way it's gone.
There's one other element of what happened last night that I feel like me being me, I have to mention.
What is that?
Are NFL officials at this point just looking at each other going, how bad can we be?
Yes.
Like you were bad, but we're going to be badder. Do you realize the Seattle Seahawks scored 3 touchdowns in a row last night, and there was a penalty on every single one of them? Every single one.
Mm-hmm.
I am here championing the cause. Can we get rid of the hold? Like, just be done with it. Because you either don't call it at all or you call it so often that you make this game completely unwatchable. I heard Dan Patrick earlier say, well, maybe we should put linemen in mittens. And a year ago, I'd have said, that's the stupidest thing anybody ever said out loud. You know what? After this year, I'm in. I don't care. I don't care if you tape their hands together. I don't care.
Yeah.
I am so tired of the inconsistency with which holding is called. Then you go to replay, and you unwind a catch by Jackson Smith and Jigba. I'm still not 100% sure I understand how that wasn't a catch. Every time I think I know what a catch is, no, sir, because that's not one. It sure looked like one. I mean, it had all the elements that I was ever told that you needed. But what do I know?
Yeah.
You ever think they just get in that huddle and go, hey, watch this?
Watch what's
Hey, I bet we're on SportsCenter 100 times. It's so infuriating
it's
that
one
we
of those,
have to talk about them every single week.
Well, it's one of those things I have never understood. Why is this so hard? Why is it so inconsistent?
I can answer that.
Why is it just such? I mean, because it feels like if you get 3 good ones, right? You get 3 good ones, but we need 30. Okay.
I can answer the question you just asked.
That we found on the street. So go do your best.
I had never heard this explained this way, and it's probably the smartest way I've ever heard it said. And I would credit which Danette said this, but I can't tell them apart. I don't know who's Paulie. I don't know who's Fritzy. You're that dude that we put your head in the toilet at every frat party I ever went to.
No doubt. That guy.
You're all those dudes at different varying ages. He said the reason it's so inconsistent is because you have a penalty that can be called on every play. So it becomes the definition of a judgment call. Take it out. Just be done with it. Be done with it. If it doesn't directly affect the play, put in a caveat of some kind. Because last night got to a point that was 100% unwatchable. You took a game that was, I would say, top 10 of the year, and you made a full quarter of it absolute eye broccoli. And why? Then you watch other games. You couldn't get a hold. Literally, there would have to be a handgun and a ski mask to get a hold.
Yeah.
The inconsistency is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in sports, and we just continue to allow this to happen every single week.
Yep.
Fix it.
Yeah.
There's so little wrong with this sport. There's one thing that we complain about, and by we, I mean all of us. Because last night, if you watched that game and didn't at some point go, man, I wish these officials would shut up. You like officials way better than I do. Fix it. We have the technology. Just fix it.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. 3rd loss in a row now for the Seattle Seahawks.
This is probably a good time for all Seattle Seahawks fans to find something else to do for the next 12 minutes, because you're not going to like what I'm about to say.
They fall to 6-6, but was last night encouraging it all. Sounds like it wasn't for Flostradamus. We'll get into it next.
Now at Lowe's, get the lowest prices of the year on select appliances. Get up to 45% off and save an extra $100 on every $800 you spend on select appliances. Valid through 12/6. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
The Panthers are back in the NFC South this weekend as they visit the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is Anish Shroff. Join me, Jake Delhomme, Jim Zoki, and Sharon Thorsland this Sunday for Week 13. Pre-game coverage at 3. Kickoff follows at 4:05 on the Carolina Panthers radio network.
Panther football live all season long on News Radio 570 WWNC.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
The annoying runny nose, the constant sneezing. the itchiness, and battle just to catch your breath. If you suffer from seasonal allergies, sinusitis, or nagging sinus congestion, there's a natural, easy-to-use solution that can help provide fast, drug-free relief. It's called Navage, and it uses powered suction to rinse your nasal passages in seconds. Millions of people use Navage daily to help provide relief from seasonal allergies and sinus congestion. Medications treat the symptoms, but Navage treats the problem at the source, flushing out the allergens and pollen trapped in your nose. Navage also helps wash out airborne bacteria, dust, dirt, and viruses quickly and painlessly, so you can get back to breathing clearly again. Say goodbye to sinus suffering and hello to better breathing with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Just be natural. Try to roll around in it gracefully and not like a puppy.
Maria's photography studio is zooming into a flurry of projects.
Where did I put that memory card?
She needs an assistant to keep business in focus.
Hang on while I change the external flash. Oh,
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The Ingles Giving Tree, benefiting Manna Food Bank, will be on display at the Asheville Mall as a reminder of the needs of so many families in western North Carolina. Drop off non-perishable items in the donation barrels at all Ingles locations, donate online or at the Ingles Giving Tree at Asheville Mall so Manna Food Bank can reach everyone who needs help.
I wish I could play professional basketball.
Then I'll just say the magic words.
Carolina. Please
Dennis
help
Rodman.
Ingles Markets, iHeartRadio Asheville, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen Times ensure Manna Food Bank can fill thousands of empty plates this holiday season.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
It's ESPN Asheville, back in the Sportsocracy inside the Ingles Studio. Don't forget to make a stop down at the Ingles on Smoky Park Highway this evening, afternoon/evening. 4 to 6, Jeremy will be down there hanging out. I'm sure Santa Claus was down there yesterday, and
I'm really upset that I missed Santa.
I think he was wearing the best outfit I've ever seen him
Well,
wear.
of course he was. He's Santa Claus.
He was awesome. I mean,
that's how you know he's the real one.
Well, of course.
Instead of one of the minions.
It was awesome. Anyway, it's always a fun time to see people. You know, there was a couple that came up. They came up, and first off, the most awesome restored 1989 Jeep Shagoneer that I have ever seen.
Shagoneer?
Yeah, the Shagoneer that had the wood paneling on the side, and it looked brand new, like it was right off the rack. And apparently, the guy told me the story about how his wife had it redone for him for his birthday. He bought it brand new.
Is that really what this thing's called?
No, it's the Wagoneer.
Okay.
My buddy of mine had one in high school. Of course, we called it the Shagoneer because it had shag carpet in the back. It was a special vehicle. Anyhow, but they had gone all year. They started last year going to the sales and buying like the $3 and $4 toys and stuff when they were on sale. Stocked them up all year long, and then brought them down to the Ingles Magical Christmas Toy Drive with the Shagoneer just stocked full of toys.
Very cool.
Amazing generosity on display each and every year. I am blown away by the generosity of this community, and you guys are going to knock it out of the park once again. But Jeremy will be down there 4 to 6, Smoky Park Highway, Ingles Magical Christmas Toy Drive, benefiting Evelyn Charities St. Nicholas Project.
Smoking Joe Lasher got the old food trailer down there?
He does.
He does.
Let's
go.
He put on some wings yesterday that were phenomenal. I had to finally just walk away. I'm going to eat 12 more of these if I don't leave.
Go.
Yeah, it was great.
Let's
he
go.
had little slider burgers and ribs.
You know he's got a
and the
restaurant
chicken
out in
wings.
Mars Hill now.
Good night.
I think it's
That's
called
awesome.
Twin Willow. Twin Willow.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's
Is that where
my
they serve?
parents live down the
Is
street
that where
from
they
that.
serve all the stuff that they kill when they go hunting? Because I
know-
think I see a hunting trip on him or Junior's page every day.
You know, I think they give all that away. I think they give all that meat to charity.
That's awesome.
I saw a post from Joe Sr. earlier
Yes.
that he had donated like 200 pounds of deer meat to
great. They're just great people.
They are.
I love
They're
the
wonderful
Lashers.
humans.
Anyway, yeah, Smoking Joe Lasher's down there with the food truck, all of that. Just go down, stop by, make a donation. You can register to win $2,600 in gift cards from Ingles Markets as well. So that's like a half a year's of gas and groceries. So, you know, or maybe in this economy it'll be a month. But, you know, it's just depending on what you're
At Ingles, it could be a whole year. You know why?
Low prices,
love the savings.
All right, Seahawks last night. So, I mean, they had the lead, right, up to the fourth quarter, and then Dallas finally broke through, got the lead late, and never relinquished it. I mean, what I saw of the ball game, I felt like Seattle played really well.
Yeah.
I did not think that this was a letdown for the Cowboys. It was Dak Prescott stepping up late in a game against a tough opponent and showing us his mettle. I felt better about the Seahawks coming out of that game.
I don't necessarily think you should.
Okay.
What exactly did Seattle do to lose that game?
Well, I mean, you can't defend DK Metcalf.
Of course they can't because he plays for them. You can't defend CeeDee
Or
Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb, excuse me.
Well, nobody can defend CeeDee Lamb.
Right.
All right, that's a pretty consistent qualm.
Right.
You did everything in your power to win. You still can't run a greasy peg up a cat's keister, and that's been a problem off and on all year. But you have one great big problem, and his name is Geno Smith. And here's why I say that. I've been doing this with Geno Smith since college.
Yep.
Okay, I know that. I told somebody last night, I swear to God that I know Geno Smith at this point so well that he feels like my idiot brother that can't keep a job. Like,
Okay.
I know what's coming well before it ever happens. Because what I said to a slew of people last night was, you mark my words, Geno Smith is going to get sacked on fourth down because that is what he does. And what happened? He didn't set a protection appropriately, left Micah Parsons just untouched, and had to throw one into the crowd. Because that's Geno Smith in a nutshell. This is what you tied yourself to, okay? Does it keep you competitive? Are you the 6, 7, 8 best team in the NFC? Yes, and you will continue to be. Will you ever be any better than that? No. And I got duped by it. And I can't believe I got duped by it again. I watched him do this with the Jets. I watched him do it with West Virginia. And now I've watched him do it in Seattle. There's a reason this guy didn't get a shot in the league for this many years. Because there are things in his head that are just broken. Okay? There are things in life that once you start doing them and they become a habit, you're never going to stop. He holds the ball too long. Oh, he threw for 334 yards. Cool. You know how many he threw for when it mattered? Zero. You never even threatened for this to be a game-winning drive because you're Geno Smith. You did the same thing against the Cincinnati Bengals. I railed on you there. You went into Baltimore and got your hat handed to you. You did the same thing against the Rams. You did the same thing against the Rams again. This is who you are. You can like this guy all you want to. He's not a winning quarterback in this league, and he never will be. It doesn't matter what you put around him. DK Metcalf was special last night. And when the game was not on the line, Geno Smith was fine. The problem is the minute you need him, he will let you down. Invariably, he will let you down. He is the condom of the NFL. The minute you need him, he will let you down. That's a T-shirt if I've ever heard one.
Be careful with the artwork, whatever that's going to be.
Just be a...
Easy now.
It's already happening.
Easy now.
It's already happening.
It's already working.
It's already happening up here.
Just cooking. Just let Jeremy
Stacy Tuberville said he put 31 on Dallas. Who else has done that? I'm not disagreeing with you. He cooked Deron Bland with DK Metcalf.
Yes.
I fault Dan Quinn for what happened last night every bit as much as I credit Geno Smith. And he says he's not top 15, but he's also not Mayfield or Tannehill. I'm not telling you he's Baker Mayfield. I'm not. I almost think Baker Mayfield is – I want to make sure I say this correctly because what I was about to say was going to sound really stupid, and it's not what I mean. I would almost rather have Baker Mayfield because with Baker, I know I don't have a quarterback. I know it unequivocally. I watch him play, and yes, there's 10% of the fan base that eats paint chips, and well, he's a great – no, he's not. Okay, we know it. Everybody in the NFL I know knows it. That's what he is. The problem with Geno Smith is he's always going to be just good enough that you can't do anything else. To me, this is the purgatory player edition. I tell you this all the time. My nightmare is that team that's 9-8 every single year. You just barely squeak into the playoffs, and then you get annihilated. I don't want to do that. I have zero desire to do that. And if you're Seattle, I feel like you're stuck in it.
But not for long, right? You got what?
Define not for long.
You got what? Another year or two?
Okay.
The plan has to be.
2 years is quite a long time.
Sure. But I guess the plan has to be, or they set in motion the plan is going to be, find the heir apparent, let Geno do his thing while he can do his thing. I think this year has proven it, that he's not
one would think
the guy from last year. Because that's what this was all about, right? We're going to sign him up, see if we can do this again, because he was, what did he end up, like 5th statistically or something like that last year in QBR? And so you thought, yeah, we'll give him a shot, but you didn't tie yourself to him forever.
No, but you're tied to him for 2 years.
Yes.
And there's not, I mean, there's no guaranteed salary, but there's dead cap with anything you do.
Mm-hmm.
He's 33 years old. He will be the starter of the Seattle Seahawks for the next 2 years, and I'll guarantee you they don't win squat. Don't win squat. So you're going to waste the prime of Tyler Lockett, you're going to waste the prime of DK Metcalf, and you're not a threat to anything. You can make the playoffs. That's fine. If that makes you feel hunky-dunky, more power to you. I'm good. I played this game. The difference between Mark Sanchez and Geno Smith is not nearly as much as you want it to be.
Yeah.
Why do you think I hate this so much? Because I lived in it forever. And, well, you hadn't made the playoffs in 14 years. Yeah, I got that. It's less painful that way.
Right.
Having no hope and not getting built up for, oh, you know what, this could be the year. And then he dukes in your driveway again. And I fell for it again.
But Geno is a steady option that you could maybe draft somebody and groom them behind him or develop them behind him.
So what you're telling me is Geno Smith is the Ford Edge of the NFL.
Yes, he is the transition.
I like mine better.
He's the bridge quarterback. That's exactly what he's become. They were hoping that we'd get a late season or a late career surge here, and for 5 years we'd have this top 8 quarterback. You're not getting that. You got one good year. Maybe he can catch lightning in a bottle for one more before he's done. But more than likely, this is what you're left with. That's why you didn't tie to him for longer than you did. And now your option has to be, we got to find the next guy to develop behind him so that when he's 35 in 2 years.
And how are you going to do that?
I don't know.
That's the problem.
You got to find him somewhere.
That's the problem.
Maybe
you
we
either
need
have to get really lucky.
Exactly.
Or you have to bottom out.
Right. We need to luck out. We need to find an Aiden O'Connell or a Brock Purdy or, somebody deep in the draft.
Stacey Tuberville, who's very quickly becoming one of my favorite people to argue with on the show, asked, did Sanchez ever put up 31? Serious question. I'm sure he did at some point. I remember him eating a hot dog on the sideline one time, and they were up by a jillion. But you know what he did do? He went to 2 AFC championship games. Geno Smith's never done that.
Mm-mm.
And I got news for you. He's never going to. You put whatever you want to around him. And to me, that's the most defeated you can be in the NFL. Because I'm looking at Pete Carroll, who's doing a great job. He has rebuilt this defense, and last night notwithstanding, you came up against kind of a buzzsaw. I get it. But you've done all of these things right. And yet you've got this dude under center, and I know unequivocally. I can call my shot every single week. I swear to you, I think at 3:30 or 6:30 every single day, or every single Sunday, I could post on our social media this is what's getting ready to happen, and I will be right 90% of the time because he's so unbelievably predictable.
Yep. He's not the quarterback that you can see leading the team to a Super Bowl. Everything around him has got to be good for this team to be competitive and to be in the discussion.
And that's why I use the Mark Sanchez reference is, well, he could get to an AFC championship game. He couldn't win it.
No.
He couldn't win it.
No.
Gino's a step behind that. He can't even get that far. Now, he's never had a defense like that, but there's a lot of – Devin Witherspoon's a dog.
Yep.
Boye Mafe's a dog. Jordan Brooks is a dog.
Yep.
Jamal Adams can blitz. He's a small dog at this point. He's like a chihuahua.
No, I think if Seattle wants to be serious about competing for championships, then you got to go find a quarterback somewhere. But you got to make that move, and it's going to be hard to do.
You should have done it last year.
You can't find one.
You should have done it last year, but you got baited into the exact same thing that the New York Giants got baited into with Daniel Jones. And it's going way worse that way. But there's not a whole lot of difference there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you may not like to hear that because the New York Giants are a speed bump for every team in the NFL. That Daniel Jones re-upping him for $40 million a year and re-upping Geno Smith. They have one great big thing in common. All you did was scratch your name off Super Bowl contender until there's another quarterback there.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM. And 1400 coming up after the break. We'll get just a bit outside. Plus, we'll get into some of the talk about the conference championship games, big ones this weekend.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Damp as we get into the afternoon, but no widespread heavy rainfall expected. A couple of tenths today into tonight and maybe a quarter of an inch tomorrow, maybe a little bit more as we look ahead towards Sunday. Cumulatively, I'm talking about a half an inch, maybe up to an inch through the weekend. Some showers this afternoon, low 50s. We'll stay in the low 50s tonight with showers. Showers scattered around tomorrow with some fog early, 62. Still a chance of showers Sunday. From the Weather Channel, Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt Tax Services, home of the money today guarantee. They're playing cha-chingle bells at Jackson Hewitt. Starting December 11th, get a holiday loan for up to $1,000. Visit jacksonhewitt.com. Early refund advance offered to eligible clients. Application required. Finance charge applies. Loans by Republic Bank. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Breathe easier this holiday season with Zero Res Air Duct Cleaning. Mention ESPN Asheville and you'll get $30 off your next air duct cleaning. Use promo code AIR30 when scheduling online at ZeroResAsheville.com.
Cut. Let's try something fresh like the new scratch-offs.
I got it.
Tuesday. It's not Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's Tuesday.
Cut.
It's not Monday.
Aren't you a little old to be in a boy band?
There's nothing old about getting new tickets.
Well, you're right. Maybe we stick with the original track.
New tickets every first Tuesday of the month from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Problem Gambling Helpline, 877-718-5543.
Not all coughs are the same. Buy Mucinex DM to get cough and chest congestion relief for 3 times longer than your typical 4-hour cough and chest congestion medicines. With Mucinex DM, it's not cold and flu season, it's always comeback season. Relief with Mucinex DM and nothing lasts longer. Among OTC cough and cold medicines, use as directed.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
The best season of the year is here.
Tailgate season.
Monster Brewing presents this season's MVP,
The Beast Unleashed.
with 4 bold, familiar flavors.
With 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Beast Unleashed is your new pregame ritual.
With white haze, mean green, peach perfect, and scary berries, there's a flavor for every fan. The Beast Unleashed.
6% alcohol by volume. Unleashed responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Beast Unleashed available at your local retailer.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Back of the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. And, you know, Deion Sanders got Sportsman of the Year. Yay. Yay.
Hey, thanks, SI, for proving why that award is, well, it's not quite what it used to be.
No, I mean, when I heard this yesterday, I went, are you kidding me? I mean, I understand Deion was a great story 2 months ago.
I was about to say for 3 weeks.
Right. It was a great story 2 months ago. Right? He takes the job at Colorado, and then immediately all the tickets start selling, and they come out and they start, 3-1 or 3-0 or whatever they started, and had the highest ratings of the month and did great things. This is a college coach who has not won a game since first week of October.
That sounds about right.
Why is he your choice for Sportsman of the Year? And just first off in the name, right? Sportsman of the Year. It's, shorter from sportsmanship, which I don't feel like he has a lot of. I mean, just the way that he handled the whole situation, coming into Colorado and kicking out every player that he had and basically telling them they're not worth it. And I don't know. To me, this was like the biggest punt of all time. They just went, what do we think will get the most clicks?
Yeah, it's the only reason it got mentioned. My story is about the conference championship games, which we're getting ready to preview. I want to play a little game with you.
Okay.
I have the get-in price for every conference championship game. And I promise you I'm building something here.
Okay.
And I'm going to take out the Sun Belt, which I'll get to at the end. There's a specific reason for that.
Okay.
It's going to be me slamming StubHub.
Okay.
What is the get-in price for the MAC championship game between Miami of Ohio and Toledo?
$57.
You're way too high. That's higher than every single one of these.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
This is the get-in price. Cheapest you can get in the building.
Oh, okay. $9.
You're still too high. It's $4. $4 US for the cost of a newly refurbished Big Mac. You can get into the MAC championship game.
Newly refurbished.
They improved the beef.
Yeah,
and I'm very excited about it. The AAC, SMU and Tulane.
$6.
Nope. $12.
Oh.
The Mountain West.
$13.
$29.
Oh.
Boise State, UNLV. Bunch of people coming from Vegas, and that's a smaller stadium. It's the only thing I can figure.
Okay.
Conference USA.
$22.
$29. That's the Fighting Liberty Flames in New Mexico State. The Pac-12. Washington and Oregon. By the way, this is the greatest value I've ever heard in my life. If you're anywhere near this stadium, you should be taking them up on this.
$107.
$15 US.
No way.
$15 US.
Wow.
The ACC.
I'll go $6.
$25. Big Ten.
$59.
$35. And the Big 12. I promise I'm going somewhere with this.
13.5.
It's $46. The Sun Belt is $18 unless you go to StubHub where it's $197, which is,
yikes.
You know what? That story tells itself. If you add all of those together, that's $213.
Okay.
Did you notice I left one out?
The
SEC.
Yeah, SEC.
What's the get-in price for Alabama, Georgia?
$300.
$311.
Yeah.
You can buy tickets to every conference championship game and get 4 of those Big Macs that I referenced, and you're still cheaper than getting into the SEC title game.
Mm-hmm.
That is insanity to me. More because the others are so low. I'm not shocked that the SEC title game is that high.
Yeah, I was
that's
gonna
the sweetest stadium in sports.
That's what surprised me was that the other ones weren't higher. Like the Big 12 championship game to me should be $150 ticket.
Minimum?
I mean, maybe not.
You're talking.
I mean, if it's $300 for the SEC, then yeah, the $150 would make sense.
Well, I mean, that's in Jerry World. So you're talking nosebleed seat in Jerry World. You better have a pair of binoculars or a real keen eye on that big old TV.
Maybe so.
I'm dumbfounded how cheap some of those are.
Yeah.
I'm also dumbfounded that StubHub basically took an $18 ticket and multiplied it by 11. That's the price you'll pay.
Not here, I won't. I'll be moving on somewhere else.
No, that's why I use others.
Nah.
There are others that don't necessarily have all those fees.
Yeah. Well, Jeremy, you got your bangers coming up.
I do, and this is a week.
Moments.
You've only got a few games, so there might be some. You might have to stagger these. I think that's exactly what we're going to do.
Okay.
Say that we'll start with the Friday night games.
Mm-hmm.
Got 2 tonight. Then we'll unveil the lesser bowls at the end of the 1 o'clock hour, and then at the end we'll just go full ham sandwich with the big boys. The biggest boys.
Indeed. Tonight, Oregon, Washington. I said, I feel like this game is going to be pretty much a repeat of the first one, as far as how closely contested it is. I can't imagine that Washington is going to, continue to look as off as they have in the last month.
I do.
Really?
I do. I don't like this line. This line screams to me that I should be on Oregon because I watch these two teams play, and look, I said I thought Washington was the best team in the country early.
Yeah, you
notice that I didn't say that again that's the first time I've even referenced it in a month.
Right. I was going to say like week 4 or 5, I think it was.
There's a reason for that because they haven't played that way. Michael Penix has been good, not great. There's a reason he fell out of the Heisman Trophy consideration. And I just have a funny feeling that Oregon is going to come out and dictate the pace, and they're going to win this game. And that's going to set up for absolute pandalirium moving forward.
Why?
Because Oregon wins, and Washington's got one loss that they already beat you once. And so there doesn't need to be a lot of unrest for me to feel like Washington should still be getting some form of consideration.
Mm-hmm.
Ask you this question. If Washington loses to Oregon, Ohio State obviously is not playing because they lost to Michigan. Which one do you let in first?
Me personally?
Mm-hmm.
Is Washington.
It's Washington. It's not even close. For me, it's Washington. It's not even close. I have one loss that I avenged.
Yep. For the committee, I think it's Ohio State.
It will be because they sell more tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And look, this is what none of the when Boo Corrigan, which every time I say his name, just makes me laugh. What he won't tell you, they're the biggest Oregon Duck fans on the planet right now. Because Washington's not going to sell. It's just not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and they've got unbelievable players. Jalen Trice is going to go in the first round. Roma Dunza is probably going to go in the first 10 picks. Michael Penix may go in the first round. At worst, he goes somewhere early in day 2.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of talent on this team. Jalen Polk is a really good receiver as well. But they don't sell. This is not a national brand. This is not a – it's a tough sell. It was a tough sell for you, and they were playing better than anybody in the country, and it wasn't close. And I couldn't even get you to watch them.
Mm-hmm.
Then they beat Oregon, and it was almost like they looked at the rest of the schedule and went, well, cruising from here. And maybe they do have another gear that they come out tonight. I don't believe that's how this is going to go. I'm really excited to watch it. I'm going to have a nice smorgasbord of beers and food at my house, and we're going to have a good old time.
Yeah. I favored Oregon in the first one, and they should have won. I mean, let's be honest, right? Had there not been some questionable play calling, because when it came down to it, I mean, I know I defended him afterwards and went, he's young, maybe, you know, he's early in the head coaching thing. Maybe he's just trying to figure this out. But Dan Lanning put them in horrible situations.
Dan Lanning was the number one reason I was so convinced Washington was going to beat them the first time. Now, he went way further than I thought he was going to. I thought it would be questionable scheme.
Right.
He would try to let Bo Nix do too much.
Mm-hmm.
And Bo Nix on the road. What it actually was is just very questionable decision-making. And like you said, I don't think it's going to happen again.
Yeah, poor down management, poor clock management played a big role in Washington being able to come back and win that game. And I don't think he's going to stand in their way again. I mean, lessons learned, right?
I do too, and I think they're going to really lean on the running game. I don't think Washington has much of a chance to stop them, and that's just really where I'm at with this.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most competitive game outside of one other of the weekend. I don't think the others are overly competitive.
Georgia, Alabama will be.
That's the one.
The SEC championship game, 4:00 tomorrow afternoon. We will have you should just have your calendar cleared, be in front of the television, because it is going to be another barn burner. The number one team in the country, hopefully fully healthy, going against Alabama. They rested the top pass catchers last week in the Georgia Tech game just so they'd be fully ready for the Alabama game, and now it's go time, right? This is where you find out if Georgia is still the machine that they have been for 29 games now.
This is the one that I find to be really difficult to pick. And the fact that so much of the money is on Georgia, it makes me think that's the right side.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, I've doubted Georgia before, and it's never really worked for me. I mean, you're the Georgia fan. How do you feel going into this?
I mean, obviously I'm nervous because it is Nick Saban, because it is Alabama. And, yeah, you did exercise those demons. That was 2 years ago, right? It's now and now you're just waiting for the master to come back on the student.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing that's almost become curious about Georgia, Alabama, is that now this is completely switched where you feel like Georgia's the big bad bulldog that's coming in here, and that's the one that has to be knocked off. But I feel like we're forgetting Nick Saban's on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Nick Saban coming off a really ugly performance against Auburn. And I think it was Notorious B.I.G. that said if Milroe throws 30 times, Georgia wins. If he doesn't, then Alabama wins. That's a little simplistic for me, but I understand why you're saying it, and I can't tell you that I disagree with it.
Yeah. I think this is gonna end up being a shootout-y kind of a game, because I'm really not sure that we'll be able to stop each other. The one thing that Georgia has struggled with is containment. On the edges, it's been really tough to keep runners from hurting you on the outside. And Milroe gets away, he's going to hurt you. He's going to put up a bunch of yards in this game, and he's probably going to score 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Well, the question is if they can get the ball to Jermaine Burton the way they have over the last couple of weeks. That Georgia defense is good, very good,
mm-hmm.
but it's inexperienced in big games like this in certain places.
And they'll be head hunting. That secondary is going to be head hunting on Burton.
For me, if you could only watch 2 games all weekend, it's those 2.
Mm-hmm.
Pac-12 title game, SEC title game.
No doubt about it.
I have a dedicated lean in every other game. And I don't know if you do, but I certainly do.
Yes, I do as well. Because I look at the Big Ten championship game, Michigan. I don't even think it – I mean, I don't give that much credit to Iowa's defense. I know that they're good, but I think Michigan is that much better.
You should give that much credence to the defense because the defense is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think they can score. You know, the question is, who am I going to take against the number? And I'm not 100% sure I know yet because I'm not sure that there's 20 points. I'm not sure there's 21.5 points scored in this game.
Really? Okay.
I mean, look, you're talking about two defenses here who combined average giving up 22.5 points.
Mm-hmm.
For Michigan, this is probably the worst offense you played all year. Conversely, this is the best defense you played all year. So I'm very sure Michigan's going to win. When you get into the cover and how the game goes, I could easily see this being close for a period of time that would make many uncomfortable.
There's one thing about this game that I don't know that anybody has, or at least those who are trying to say, oh, what about Iowa? You also have to take into account that this is the Jim Harbaugh return game.
I don't care about any of that.
Really?
No, I don't care in the least.
Oh,
this is the Big Ten title game. If you need something to incite you, you're not nearly as good as I think
they
you
don't
are.
need that.
They should be able to come in and just punch them in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're going to because I don't think their offense is as good as everybody makes it out to be.
Yeah.
Name me the player this year for that offense that's been as good as you thought he would be. I kept hearing people talk about Blake Corum winning the Heisman, and that was the funniest thing I think I've ever heard in my life.
Right.
Do you even watch these games? Or do you just look at how many touchdowns he scored?
No, he hasn't been Heisman special.
No. None of them have. And so, yeah, I think there's a possibility that this game is, 6-0, 9-3 or something like that going into the second half.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting here going, what happens if something happens? Iowa picks off a pass from Michigan, and that will be the narrative for 2 quarters.
Yeah. I think they will get out comfortably. It'll be a 2-score game the entire game if it's even close.
I don't agree with you.
And because this team has taken the whole it's us against the world thing,
Mm-hmm.
and now they got Jim back, and they're gonna want to show that they can do some things against a tough defense. I think they're gonna.
Rapid fire with the others. Oklahoma State, Texas. Do you have any?
Texas, I wouldn't take them -15. I don't think.
I'm certainly not taking them -15.5. But when we get to bangers, which looks like we're going to have to push into the final 2 hours because we've gone a little too far.
Just a tad.
And then my Florida State Seminoles. Do you have a dedicated lane with them in Louisville?
I think it's going to be real close. I would take you to cover.
Guess you'll just have to stick around and see how I feel about that one.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. All NFL games against the spread coming next.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need, and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
My doctor prescribed me Viagra. It wasn't covered by my insurance, so it was costing me like $65 a pill. That's expensive.
Over 20 million guys like us use Viagra. Over a certain age, we just need it. I found a way to pay less than $3 a pill and get virtually the same effect of the $65 pill. I heard an ad just like this on the radio, called, and for $99, I got 40 generic versions of the $65 pill. Save yourself money and call right now and get over 40 pills for $99. There's no embarrassment here to use Viagra. If we're over 50, we need it, but not at high prices. Call now with your credit card and get the 40 pill special for just $99.
Call 800-BUY-BLUE. 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 That's 800-BUY-BLUE. Paid for by Steel Man Pills.
The Ingles Giving Tree benefiting Manna Food Bank will be at the Asheville Mall. Bring non-perishable items to the donation barrels at local Ingles locations or donate online. Join Ingles Markets, iHeartRadio Asheville, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen-Times so Manna Food Bank can fill empty plates this holiday season.
Have you taken advantage of your dental benefits for 2023? Make your appointment now to get in before December 31st at Summit Dental. Most dental insurance covers 2 cleanings and exams a year. Contact Summit Dental now to take full advantage of your plan. Summit Dental also has a full range of professional services, from crowns and fillings, implants, teeth whitening, and more. Plus, they're accepting new patients. Visit AshevilleSummitDental.com and schedule your appointment now to get in before the end of the year.
Wendy's Peppermint Frosty and Frosty Cream Cold Brew make the perfect gift for anyone in your life. Especially for you. Yeah, this year you're sitting on your own lap and getting yourself what you want. Finally. And now every day this season, unlock 20% off your total when you get any small, medium, or large Frosty in the Wendy's app. So order something from your own wish list this year.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's with app offer and registration. Applies to menu items only. Taxes and fees excluded.
Thousands of stores across the country are pulling brand-name cold and allergy products off the shelves. Why? Because an FDA advisory panel recently determined that a drug they contain, oral phenylephrine, is ineffective as a nasal decongestant. Navage offers a drug-free solution that's fast and highly effective at relieving nasal congestion caused by colds and allergies. Navage uses suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril to help suck out allergens, mucus, and germs. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Don't waste your time or money on products that are ineffective. Trust drug-free Navage for fast relief to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Some intimate parts need the gentle, easy trim of a Gillette trimmer. And some need the closeness and comfort of a Gillette Intimate razor. While others need a Gillette Anti-Chafe Stick. Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get, down there. Buy now.
'Tis the season. When you're in the mood for holiday music, listen live with the iHeartRadio app and on your radio.
97.7 The Brew is Asheville's Christmas station, brought to you by Balkan Roofing and Ingles Markets.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
The Sportsocracy.
That fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingles Studio.
And it is the Sportsocracy, heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, seen everywhere on YouTube, and coming to you live from the Ingles Studio, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400 here on ESPN Asheville on a
Football Friday.
That's right, picking every game against the spread, as we do each and every week. At some point, I think I'm going to get the hang of this again. The last few weeks have not been great for me. Picking
That's
games.
the understatement of the century.
Not doing well. 5-11, not too good.
Not too good. And you missed the Bet Your House game last week.
I did, and so I clinched another losing record for the week for me. I think that's 4 in a row now.
That's correct. Basically, if you had taken Tank's picks for the last month, bet $100 US against all of them, you would be shopping for a Maserati this Christmas. Not too good.
So it's not too good. But we'll try to correct some things today. Just basically trying to, salvage anything I can and hope that he screws up one week. But that's probably not going to happen. So we both had Dallas last night, which great. Yay.
Not so much.
Not so much. So we're 0-1 to start out this week. First game, 1 o'clock on Sunday. The 1 o'clock slate's only got one real interesting game, and it's going to be Denver and Houston.
This one is super interesting to me. Neither of these teams are great at covering spreads, and I feel like Vegas has Denver so overvalued right now.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you've got to force copious amounts of turnovers to do what you're doing. I mean, I'm not saying anything here that's untoward. I'm not trying to slam you. I'm not doing any of that. There's no team in the NFL that has benefited more from turnover luck, and that's what it is. That's the reason we call it that, than the Denver Broncos. You tell me where the lie was said right there.
No. Was it 15 in 4 games? Is that right?
That sounds right. They have 22
rough.
takeaways. No team in the NFL has more.
Mm-hmm.
No team has more. And it's just, I mean, there's only a handful of teams. The Commanders, Bengals, Steelers, and 49ers are the only teams in the NFL that have a better turnover differential than the Broncos. Now, that being said, the Texans don't turn the ball over that much.
Right. C.J. Stroud's only thrown 5 picks this year.
And they only have 6 fumbles the entire year.
Mm-hmm.
So if you told me that I'm not going to get a C.J. Stroud turnover, I'm not – and even let's say there's one, that's not enough. Because I'm still looking at the weak side of that Denver defense going, I have to avoid Pat Surtain. That's no doubt. He is a phenomenal corner in this league. I think he's a top 5 corner in the NFL. What else do you have that really scares me? I mean, it's been better since you moved Damari Mathis out of the starting lineup. It's still not great. And who's the player that scares you the most for the Houston Texans?
Offensively?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than CJ? Tank
Dell, and it's not close. Where does he do all of his damage? The slot. How many snaps has Pat Surtain played in the slot the entire year?
12.
19. I don't think this is that hard to figure out.
Okay.
You're in Houston. I'm only given a field goal. I think worst case scenario, I win by a field goal. I'm taking the Houston Texans, and I didn't think about this all that much.
Okay. All right. And it's 3?
3.
3 is the spread? I want to believe. Right? I want to believe in the story of Sean Payton and Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos and this resurgence. But I fully believe in the C.J. Stroud story.
Okay.
I fully believe in the Houston Texans.
You have
and
to
that
believe
whole
in the Texans.
organization and what they're building there has and what it has turned into. It is a completely different animal than what it was 11 weeks ago.
How many players for the Denver Broncos actively, and I'm using PFF grade here, how many players that start for this team are in the top third of the NFL in PFF grade? I mean, it's been happening long enough that you should be able to get in the top third if you're playing such special football.
Yes. 4.
2.
That's it?
Pat Surtain
Mm-hmm.
and Zach Allen. That's it. There are no more.
Really?
There are no more.
Is that for the entire season?
Yes.
Okay. Then maybe the 1-5 start was so bad that everybody else.
And it was bad.
Yeah. But everybody else, I mean, I'm saying maybe the last few weeks they have more that'll show up on that list, right?
Now, if you want to get deep divey, they do have 3 offensive linemen that also qualify for that. I was talking real impact position players.
All right. Because the offensive line is one that I look at and go, see, that's the reason like this is working.
The offensive line is working because they have been ahead in large part. And I don't have to drop back and throw. If Denver gets behind, I promise you're going to see exactly what it is I've been talking about. Because Mike McGlinchey is the weak link. Guess who he gets this week? That would be Will Anderson Jr. I don't think this game is that hard to figure out. Now, if Denver gets ahead and now all of a sudden C.J. Stroud has to throw and you're throwing that series of young pass rushers you have, okay, maybe I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at this from a betting standpoint, I do not understand why there is so much money on Denver.
Trying to ride the wave, I guess. It's just, hoping they stay hot and Houston is, was exposed, I guess, in the Jacksonville loss.
It's so funny to me that there are 2 kinds of fan in all reality. They either don't put enough on results, which is the group that's railing on me right now for saying I don't believe in Geno Smith just because they lost. Well, wins and losses do matter. or the ones that put way too much emphasis on results and don't actually watch the game. And there are other kinds, but the two I just said are the most vocal.
Right.
Oh, you don't believe in Denver? They've won 5 in a row, blah, 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 blah. Watch film. Watch film. It's not hard to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard to figure out.
All right, so you and I both on Houston minus the 3.
You know, in theory, I should probably be writing this down.
Yes. Yes, you should. We will both be on Houston.
Especially with how often Tank tries to cheat and go, no, I took Denver.
I never cheat. Stop that.
Tried it. I took Denver. Jeremy goes back and watches film. Never said Denver one time.
That's not true.
No, there are times that when it's a real close game, you like to leave your pick really ambiguous.
And
you never just come out and say, hey, I'm taking Houston minus the 3.
Now that I know for a fact happens because we've done that several times where we'll talk about a game and I'll give the but what if scenarios, and then I'll go back and listen and go, I never did say that.
You've had a game every single week where I've had to go back and listen to what you said. You've had 2 in the last 3 weeks that I went,
I don't know.
I'm just going to believe whatever he tells me.
Well, clearly I'm losing pretty badly at the game, so I'm not cheating well if I'm cheating.
Yeah, nope. No, I could not say what I was getting ready to say, even though I wanted to.
Mm-hmm. I think I should say I'm proud of you there, but I don't want to. Also in the 1 o'clock slate on Sunday.
I get no credit around here for not being a degenerate.
No, there's a baseline, and you ain't hit it yet. Let's go with your team next.
Do we have to?
The Atlanta Falcons and the New York Football Jets. Atlanta is the favorite. What's the spread?
Oh, let me refresh my page here just to make sure. The New York Jets are a 2-point dog at home. It's my team. I reserve the right to not pick and
Is that a judgment in error? No, it's not. You've said it so many times this week, it makes me think that I should take the Jets, but I'm not gonna. I'm going Atlanta Falcons minus the 2. I'm hoping that the new focus on Bijan Robinson is what we're going to continue to see. I'm hoping that maybe we go back to the Taylor Heineken thing at some point. I'm still not sold on Desmond Ridder. Atlanta's not going to be able to move the ball easily on you because no one can. But I think they will at least be able to score 16 points, and that's enough to win.
I don't believe there's a snowball's chance in Atlanta that they score 16 points.
Okay.
I'm also not 100% sure that they have to.
Okay.
This was one of the hardest games of the week for me because Desmond Ridder is the definition of the quarterback that would really struggle with this Jets pass rush and really struggle with this Jets secondary. Then I look at the offense for the Jets and just go, my God. I mean, I know you had a long layoff because you played on Black Friday, but this is historic level bad offense. And what swayed me, by the way, under 33.5 is the easiest bet in the history of time. So yes. I need to get that out of the way.
Yes. Can that be my bet your house game?
No, you cannot bet your house on an over-under. That's not how the game works. That being said, I've stayed pretty consistent. And then there was one thing that really kicked me in the direction of that's probably enough to do it. Seeing Aaron Rodgers throwing passes under center to receivers. I know how it made me feel as a Jets fan.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I railed on him for doing this because you're not playing for anything. You're 4-7. You would need an act of God to make the playoffs. Or, just hear me out here. I've told you this before. Joe Namath sold his soul to Satan in 1969 for the first Super Bowl. Maybe. Just maybe. Aaron's had some time on his hands. He's rehabbing during the day. Maybe he's smoking ayahuasca at night or drinking it or, I don't know, smoking some kind of crimes. I don't know. Maybe they met each other at a diner. And the devil went, I'm tired of holding on to Joe Namath's soul. I would really like another one. And maybe Aaron Rodgers sold his. I don't know. I'm taking the Jets.
Okay.
I don't know how it's going to happen. Maybe they score 2 defensive touchdowns. Desmond Ridder could do that. I've seen much crazier.
Mm-hmm. That he could. Okay.
Bill Buttigieg, who is the most known Patriot fan in our YouTube chat outside of Armchair Commentary, said this is the only team in the NFL I will take the Jets to beat. And I'm not sure you're wrong. You have to be historically bad offensively. And the Falcons are that. If you're thinking you're going to come in here and run Bijan Robinson down their throat, no, you're not. They'll put 9 in the box and dare you to throw it over the top.
Mm-hmm.
On Sauce, on DJ Reed. I believe in the U.S. government more than I believe in Desmond Ridder. I believe in birds more than I believe in Sasquatch more than I believe in Desmond Ridder. Jets, Jets.
Get ready for your 10-6 ball game.
And this game will be the perfect time for you to go to our merch store. The link's in the description of all of our videos. Go get your Jets pain shirt. Adam Gold and I were talking about this morning. The lifelong Jet fan. He said, the back of that shirt hurts my soul to look at. He also noticed that I put Johnny Lamb Jones and Stephen Hill right beside each other. That's really paying attention to the quality of the sadness that went into that particular shirt. You can also get our Straight Outta Beer City shirt that debuts later today.
Oh, nice. I still haven't seen. I haven't seen this one.
It's pretty sweet.
Awesome.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Good deal.
It's got the logo in place of the B. It's solid.
All right. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we will continue with all of the prognostications for Week 13 in the NFL. My team takes on the Panthers at some point. Let's get to that one.
I'm resisting the urge to make that my Bet Your House game.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really? You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
Have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com, your one-stop custom apparel shops.
The Ingles Giving Tree, benefiting Manna Food Bank, will be on display at the Asheville Mall as a reminder of the needs of so many families in Western North Carolina. Drop off non-perishable items in the donation barrels at all Ingles locations, donate online or at the Ingles Giving Tree at Asheville Mall so Manna Food Bank can reach everyone who needs help. Nothing can hold back the holiday spirit of giving in Western North Carolina. Please help Ingles Market, iHeartRadio Asheville, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen-Times ensure Manna Food Bank can fill thousands of empty plates this holiday season.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Want to save big on custom faux wood blinds, shutters, cellular shades, and more? Shop Blindster today and save up to 50% over comparable blinds from brick and mortar stores. Get custom blinds at low prices and free shipping at Blindster.com.
Ooh, hot date?
I wish. It's a hot court date this Wednesday.
Wait, they notify you for that now?
Yeah, it's Buncombe County's court reminder at buncombenc.courtdates.org.
Never miss a court date with buncombenc.courtdates.org.
Hi, this is Evie White from Pisgah Legal Services, wishing you moments of joy, love, and celebration this holiday season. May this season be filled with warmth and good times. Cheers to a festive and wonderful holiday, and thank you for your support.
Wishing you and yours a happy holiday season and all the best for the new year. Season's greetings from our house to yours, from everyone at the Orange Peel and Rabbit Rabbit.
UNC Asheville basketball is back on the air this Friday night as Johnson University comes to Kimmel Arena. The Bulldogs won 2 of 3 in Canada over Thanksgiving and look to keep it rolling. The Ingles Countdown the Tip-Off show starts at 6 with a tip at 6:30 on News Radio 570 WWNC.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it, because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
The Sportsocracy.
You were just dumping a bag of hammers.
You're in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. I always leave that pregnant pause when I hear him clicking like frenzied over there. Like,
that's what
are
happens.
You sure you're ready to go?
That's what happens when you have. Let's see. That goes 8. That's 32. That's what happens when you have 128 buttons on one box and a billion.
Mm-mm.
I think there's a billion on the other one. And then you did that thing. Oops, that was not supposed to go there.
I hear frenzied clicking. I got to give him a second.
That's why you got to be careful opening my mic too early, because there's a great chance you'd hear me go falafel.
Yep,
that happens a lot. Sometimes they get to see it on the stream, but you don't get to hear it on the radio box.
Indeed. It is the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, coming to you from the Ingles Studio. We are picking each and every game in the NFL against the spread, as we do each and every week. I have not come across our Bet Your House game yet. Jeremy tweaked the game for me since I fell behind so much over the last few weeks that now there's a Bet Your House game.
Well, I mean, I needed a reason to keep doing this because we're getting to that point where there's only so many games left. We're going to pick a lot of the same teams. So we're about to get to the asterisk point where, he's already clinched.
Yeah.
Be uncomfortable in week 15 to go, I could pick the Purdue Boilermakers here, and he still couldn't catch me.
The Bet Your House game counts as 3. If you miss it, it counts against you as 3. And so because I missed mine last week, I ended up with another losing record. So I'm even further behind than I was.
It's always bad when somebody tries to give you a layup to make it closer.
Well, I mean, I did well, and I cut into the lead last week. And then I screwed it up again because that's what I do, So maybe picking games on Friday instead of Tuesday will help me out. I'm just looking for any hope I can at this point. Much like New Orleans Saints fans, just looking for any hope that I can find at the moment. This weekend, you got to face the Detroit Lions in that 1:00 slate. And the Lions coming off an embarrassment against the Green Bay Packers. And I don't like that for you. Because the Lions are a motivated team that are probably going to be able to flex at times against you. Because I'm not as high on New Orleans as you have been all season long.
I'm not now.
No. But I'm saying all season long I haven't been as high as you on them. And now I look at them and go, this is not going to be your friend.
Do you know the Saints' record against the spread this year? They're 5-6 overall.
I'll go, I don't know, 2-10.
I said they're 5-6. I asked you
okay,
how
2-9. Excuse me. You just can't roll with it.
Math is hard. No, because I know people are listening going, wait a minute. I ain't got 12 fingers, but I can count that's not 12 games. The Saints are 2-8-1. The Lions are 7-4. I don't think this is all that hard. The Lions are coming off a horrible loss. They have looked awful in the first half of games. But now you're coming off a long layoff. And this has just hammer time written all over it.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit Lions.
Yeah, this is never going to be close, and Detroit somehow is only a 4.5 point favorite.
Oh, I think it'll be close.
Oh, I don't.
I think and it's either going to be one of those that it wasn't really close, but the score makes it look like it was, or it's going to be really close and Detroit's going to score twice late to make it look like it was never close.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which one, but I feel good they're going to cover either way.
Los Angeles Chargers and the New England Patriots.
Hey, who's playing quarterback for the New England Patriots?
Is it McCorkle Jones again?
I don't think he's even going to be active.
Really?
The media portion of practice a couple days ago, the only two quarterbacks that the media saw take snaps were Bailey Zapp and yes, I'm not calling him Zappy.
I'm shocked.
And Malik Cunningham.
I'm shocked that maybe finally the lesson has been learned, and now we cannot go back to Mac Jones finally after he was benched for the fourth time last week. Okay, so that's at least improvement. I mean, not positionally speaking, but it's at least improvement structurally and mentally speaking. The Patriots are not good, and the Chargers are fighting. They're fighting for anything at this point, and they will cover this game.
I'm glad you said that, because I'm taking the New England Patriots.
Are you really?
The Chargers, West Coast team coming east, 1 o'clock game. Bill Belichick fighting for his NFL life. New quarterback bump. How many more narratives do I need? Now, the Chargers may win this game, and I think they probably do, but New England's defense is not the problem. The problem is that they haven't been able to score on anybody, and I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong here, I feel like people are taking one game against the Ravens where they move some pieces around on the defense to make you think that defense is actually good. You only have one pass rusher now. There's no Bosa. Keenan Allen is banged up. This team is killed, and you're playing for absolutely nothing because you lose every tiebreaker to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see it. I think the Chargers will win, but I'm only taking them by a field goal. I could see this game being a repeat of the last 3 weeks or 2 weeks, and New England holds them under 10 points and still loses, and it's 9-7 in a game that tens and tens of people should watch.
And what's the spread?
5.5.
5.5. All right, I'll take the Chargers to cover the 5.5. At some point, I would think that this team's going to start playing some inspired football, and I did. I saw the Baltimore game, and I went, you know what? Maybe they have figured out something on the defensive side. Maybe this, scheme changes, flipping things around. Maybe that's worked. New England can't score, so I'm going with the team that can.
Bill Belichick said Patriots win by 40. Bailey Zapper is playing quarterback this weekend. I must reference the Homer Simpson meme of McCorkle Jones is the worst quarterback we've ever seen. McCorkle Jones is the worst quarterback you've ever seen. Yet. I have heard things out of New England that Bailey Zapp can't even figure out the offense. It's so different than anything he's ever done. That's the reason they keep going back to Mac, is because he just can't pick it up. I have a weird feeling that this is the week you see Malik Cunningham. And I'm picking this game. I have a gigantic lead.
Mm-hmm.
So I can take some shots that I wouldn't usually take. I have so far. It's not yet. Worst quarterback you've seen so far.
Yes.
Thank you, Patrick Holt. Yeah, I'm taking New England to cover.
Yeah. Okay.
And I considered making it my bet your house game. I'm not going to do it, but I thought about it.
Indianapolis Colts, Tennessee Titans. It's in Nashville, if that matters to you. There will be no Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor had surgery. So they're going back to the Zach Moss well, which, that was just fine when we had to do it earlier in the season. And I think this will be just fine as well. What's the spread?
The Titans are a 1-point dog at home.
I don't like that.
That it's so close?
Yeah. Colts minus the 1.
This was probably the hardest game of the week for me to pick. And look, I think this is eye broccoli. I mean, nothing here that I have any interest in watching for even 10 seconds.
Now it's going to look a lot like Big Ten football. And like gross, like Wisconsin, Minnesota, old school Big Ten football.
I do not agree with you at all.
Really?
Nope. I am all over the over.
Are you?
100%.
Wow.
I am all over the over. It's too low. Neither one of these teams is great defensively.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I could make an argument that neither one of them is even good. And Will Levis can throw it over the top. I don't know who can deal with DeAndre Hopkins for the Colts. And Indianapolis has this weird habit of any time they start to gain some momentum, they catch just a horrific loss. I think they're going to do it again.
And this is it?
I think they're going to do it again. I'm going to take Tennessee to win this game outright.
Okay.
You know how I feel about Will Levis. And I know there's been some clunky, and this is what we do really often with quarterbacks that don't go in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
At the first sign of tumult, you have to just bail out. But, I mean, what I'm seeing on film, when he has even 3 seconds to throw, I mean, I'm not talking about he has to sit back there forever. He gets even just over the normal amount of time that an average NFL veteran gets. He looks really good. The problem is he doesn't get it very often. And I'm looking at Indianapolis. You know, I don't buy a lot of that front. I know Samson Abukam's been good. I just think Tennessee finds a way. I think Tennessee finds a way. I'm taking the Titans.
Okay. All right. I do not think that they will find a way. I mean, will it surprise me? No, because, I mean, it's the Indianapolis Colts. How much faith can you put into this? But this is a team still fighting for something, right? You know, when you're on the cusp of the playoff picture, it's not really a game that you can afford to just drop to the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, I agree.
So they are going to be ready to compete, and I think that they will eke out a win.
At some point, the AFC playoff picture has to kind of separate, and I feel like you start getting some of that of, okay, like, all right, Gardner Minshew, that's cute.
Right. So this could be the week that the division becomes even clearer with clearly Indianapolis losing.
Now, I mean, here's the positive for Indianapolis. You are so far ahead of where you're supposed to be that it is disgusting.
Mm-hmm. All those things.
That was a lot of syllables. I just turned disgusting into an 11-syllable word.
Yes, you did. Congratulations on that. If you had that on the bingo card, you're a winner.
That's the free space. I'm going to do that every day for the rest of time.
It is the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. We'll continue picking the games coming up after the break. Still got to talk about Miami. My team's still out there. The Carolina Panthers, obviously, going to be down in Tampa to take on the Bucs. That big NFC South showdown. We'll bring it all to you next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Damp as we get into the afternoon, but no widespread heavy rainfall expected. A couple of tenths today into tonight and maybe a quarter of an inch tomorrow, maybe a little bit more as we look ahead towards Sunday. Cumulatively, I'm talking about a half an inch, maybe up to an inch through the weekend. Some showers this afternoon, low 50s. Will stay in the low 50s tonight with showers. Showers scattered around tomorrow with some fog early, 62. Still a chance of showers Sunday. From the Weather Channel, Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Want to save big on custom faux wood blinds, shutters, cellular shades, and more? Shop Blindster today and save up to 50% over comparable blinds from brick and mortar stores. Get custom blinds at low prices and free shipping at Blindster.com.
Get your home insanely clean with Zero-Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning. Call now to get 3 rooms cleaned for only $129 and mention ESPN Asheville to get a free hallway cleaning. Easily schedule online at ZeroResAsheville.com.
Thousands of stores across the country are pulling brand-name cold and allergy products off the shelves. Why? Because an FDA advisory panel recently determined that a drug they contain, oral phenylephrine, is ineffective as a nasal decongestant. Navage offers a drug-free solution that's fast and highly effective at relieving nasal congestion caused by colds and allergies. Navage uses suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril to help suck out allergens, mucus, and germs. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Don't waste your time or money on products that are ineffective. Trust drug-free Navage for fast relief to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
We're back counting down to kickoff. Let's look at today's 3 keys to premium pre-gaming with Beast Unleashed, presented by Monster Brewing. Number 1, beat the heat.
Unleash the beast with bold, familiar flavors, 0 caffeine, and 0 sugar.
Number 2, running the option.
There's 4 to choose from: White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3, at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed. Available at your local retailer.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
Back in the Sportsocracy, inside the Ingles Studio. Time to get weird. And the weirdness of this story, Jeremy, is that there was actually, brace yourself, government oversight. And wait, it worked. It served a purpose.
I don't believe you.
And it came from one of those big blue cities. It's in Baltimore, where the Baltimore Office of the Inspector General found that there was some, I guess, misconduct, misappropriation, however you want to put this. I don't know the legal term exactly, but so there was a worker in the Department of Public Works, and they were feeling down and out about their job and thought they were getting taken advantage of and wanted to get a raise. And so what do some people do when you want a raise, but you don't really have a reason for your boss to give you a raise?
Pout about it on Twitter.
You could pout about it on Twitter, but you
protest.
Could,
equally irrelevant.
I mean, it is Baltimore, so that's high on the list of getting your way. What?
No, the list in Baltimore reads a little different. I'm not gonna. I didn't say it. You can just infer it.
Anyway,
look, Baltimore's the only city. Well, it's not the only city. It's one of a handful of cities that I have ever been in that I went, I think I should hide my wallet in my butt. Like that's
Yeah, that's okay. I've heard that about Baltimore.
Put the wallet in the old prison wallet.
Indeed.
I got turned around in that city, and I went, I'm in danger.
Exactly.
I'm going to die right here.
That's saying something for a man of your stature.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I have a story about Baltimore. I can't tell it on this show, but when we start doing somebody remind me when we start doing the uncensored pre- and post show, top 10 funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
In Baltimore.
It happened on the streets of Baltimore.
Okay. All right. We'll try to stock that one away in the old
memory bank. It involved
bank.
smoking crimes and I don't know how to say this, a kind of a person that you would not expect to be involved in that.
Okay. Can't wait to hear the story at some point.
It's so
in the future. No, the public works worker went to the boss and said, hey, I got another job offer, right? Gave him the letter, job offer letter. Here you go, boss. Here's my job offer letter from another municipality that wants me to come and work in their public works department. Have you ever had to do that?
No. I don't even know what a public works department is.
No. I mean, lie to somebody about, hey, I got a job offer. You might want to give me a raise.
Oh, no. No, Jeremy has a completely different tack. Pay me more money or I'm going to go away.
That usually works for you.
Yeah. I have I'm like Liam Neeson. I have a particular set of skills.
Right.
And there ain't many that have them.
Anyway, gives the job offer letter to his employer. Says, match this or I'm walking. So what did they do? Did they just blindly say, yeah, okay, here you go? They could have. Probably most places would have. But whoever was in charge of management in this went, there's no way. They called the other municipality and found out, hey, he was lying. No, we've actually never talked to that person, and there is no job offer. So what does he need now? He needs a job offer letter because he got fired real quick. Work on the lie, right? You need to find a way to lie about something or you're not going to get caught. It's very easy. Very easy.
We have all at some point experienced the pain and trauma of a headache. Could be a headache that we have. Could be from really bright lights. Maybe you had too many domestic lights. Or maybe your spouse just really would like you to keep your dirty mitts off of them. Headaches are a problem for all of us. But I swear to God, this is the name of the city. I'm not making this up. This is from Vietnam and a hospital in Dong Hoi. Yep, that's the name. I didn't make it up. Okay. You blame that government for naming their city that. 35-year-old man comes to the hospital, says he has chronic headaches, and it's been happening for the better part of 5 months. They check him out. There's nothing wrong with him. They don't see anything wrong. He hasn't been hit in the head that they can tell. There's no bruising, none of those things. So they order a CT scan. When the CT scan happens, they discovered something that it was odd. He had a pair of chopsticks lodged inside his skull. I'm going to say that again because I don't feel like you really – I don't feel like you absorbed what I just said. He had a pair of chopsticks inside his skull. Now, that pair of chopsticks had caused a rare, potentially life-threatening neurological condition.
Called sticks in your brain.
Because it had gone up into his nose and into his brain. Oh. So they asked him, how in the world do you not know that you have a pair of chopsticks in your head? And he thought, and he thought, and he thought, and he came up with a story that I'm not going to lie, I can sympathize. He told the doctors that he was initially surprised, but then he remembered that he had been in a fight while out drinking 5 months prior. Oh. He told doctors that he could not recall many details, but he did remember someone stabbing him in the face with an unknown object. I have a lot of questions for the city of Dong Hoi. What in the world is in your booze? Because I need to try it. I need some Dong Hoi boozes right now. Because I got stabbed in the face with a pair of chopsticks, and I forgot until right now.
I have never been that messed up in my life. It's kind of felt uncomfortable a little bit. For 5 months?
Look, I ate a whole pizza one time and forgot about it because I drank too many domestic lights.
Who hasn't?
That's just what you do. This feller had somebody try to go full dumpling on his brain, and he forgot it. That's hard to do.
Also, and Kelvin Joyner beat me to the punch here. He said, did he fight John Wick? Do you realize how hard it would be to stab someone in the face with a pair of chopsticks and perfectly hit their nostril at the angle it would take to shove a pair of chopsticks into their brain and not kill them?
Yep. That's
My
insanity.
dude fought the reincarnation of Bruce Lee because it would take some super precision. Top 5 weirdest stories I've ever read in my life.
Yeah, see, now I want to talk to the other guy.
Notorious B.I.G. said he fought Master Splinter. That's, you know what?
Yes.
That's the winner. That's the right call. You told that joke better than I did. And when I tell this joke on stage, I'm going to use your line, and I'll give you credit for it.
Please, somebody find the other guy, because I need to hear his side of this story. It's probably one of those things like I was just trying to hurt him, and I did the stabby motion, and then all of a sudden the chopsticks disappeared, and I went, well, I win.
Well, my only question is if he stabbed that dude in the brain and that dude forgot that he had chopsticks in his brain, where did that dude get stabbed? Only so many orifices where you can hide things. Sir Jimothy said, or he is like the sitting president and simply doesn't have a brain. Also a formidable comment to that story.
Indeed.
Somebody's riding around in their car right now going, I'm on ESPN, right? Like,
what are we talking about right
What
now?
is happening? Scale of 1 to
don't do
46.
politics.
How many times do you do that listening to this show on a daily basis?
Mm-hmm. It is the Sportsocracy, and this is a
Football Friday.
I'm picking every game in the NFL against the spread.
Shoot! I should have called it a Chopsticks Friday. I screwed that up. Yeah. A Dumpling Brain Friday. Oh! Shoot!
Continuing with the 1 o'clock slate, the Miami Dolphins and the Washington Commanders. FedEx Field, 1 o'clock. Be there or be square. I mean, DraftKings, let's fire up all the Miami Dolphins, right?
Well, I mean, is the line not weird to you?
That it's 9.5?
Is that not weird? That feels weird.
Why does it feel weird?
Because that's a weird way to say 19.5. I feel like you forgot a teen. and look, if you've ever been to Disney World and you forget a teen, that's crimes, okay? Don't do that.
Right. And I understand the thought on that because, I mean, they have had their brains beat out for the last 2 weeks of the season. So I get it. The only team that they played that they hung with that was good was the Eagles. I don't like your chances at all.
You're trying to talk yourself into doing this, aren't you?
I know I'm not.
You were doing that pregnant pause thing, and that usually means you're getting ready to take a shot.
No, I wrote it down. Miami Dolphins minus the 9.5. Because, I mean, you're right. It should be higher.
I didn't think about it for a second. Miami. I wrote down this game should take less than 30 seconds.
We've already taken too much time.
I mean, look, Washington will score some points. I don't think it's going to be a lot. I could easily see Sam Howell getting hit 100 times.
Right.
But who in the world do you have that's going to stop Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill?
Mm-hmm. Nobody.
At some point, you have to get Jalen Waddle going. And I feel like this is a real good week to do it.
Arizona Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. In Pittsburgh, what's the spread?
Oh, let's see. Every time you ask me that, I have to refresh just to make sure that I have the newest one. It is 5.5.
5.5. In your eyes, Jeremy, is there any intrigue to this game?
No, Bob.
None whatsoever.
Not nary a drop.
A Cardinals team that, well, I mean, they're still trying to find an identity. They don't really want to win games, but I feel like they're making noise inside those games to make them competitive. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, yeah, they got the bump on offense last week. Does that continue against the Cardinals?
Don't see any reason that it shouldn't. I'll go ahead and I need a button. You keep talking. I got to find a button.
Okay.
I don't have one for this. I know there's one in here.
Mm-hmm.
When I say keep talking, that usually means keep talking.
Never. Will I pick a team like Arizona against Pittsburgh on the road? I get that I haven't trusted Pittsburgh at all this year, but I do think that they'll be able to move the ball, and pretty easily against Arizona. Arizona does not scare me, and so I will take them. I thought maybe that this would be a bigger spread than this. There might be a full touchdown.
I think it should be. It should be way more than this.
Okay.
It should be way more than this. I'm taking Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where you win as well?
Yes,
okay.
Pittsburgh minus the 5.5. Arizona is a bad team, and that line should be bigger.
Agreed.
Now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers host the Carolina Panthers.
I almost took this as the Bet Your House game too.
Mm-hmm. Tampa's a 5-point favorite.
I'm taking Carolina. I didn't think 5 seconds about this.
Really?
Nope. Fired coach bump. You'll get Bryce Young right. Your team's killed. I'm not 100% sure who you're going to play at linebacker because there's no Levante David. There's no Devin White, and Jamel Dean's out too. So this just sets up to be absolutely horrific for you. Now, you are one of the better teams in the NFL covering the spread.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think you're going to do it this week because you got Baker Mayfield revenge too.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say the revenge comes from Carolina. We had to deal with this jackass for a full year, and we want to hit him many, many times.
Yes. I don't know that there will be 17 points scored in this game. I just don't feel good about anything.
You remember how confident I was, what was it, last year? When we went down to Carolina and they played Tampa?
That P.J. Walker was going to beat Tom Brady?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how confident I am.
I still don't know how the hell you did that, but you did it.
Because I'm a warlock prince of betting things.
He must be. I'm going to be on Tampa here. I'm just going to keep doing this. I'm just going to keep taking them, and maybe if I keep taking them, they'll keep losing, and in the end, I'll really get what I want.
I like Carolina so much this week.
I don't. I mean, I get the fired coach bump and everything, but I don't trust it.
Frank Reich wore them out, from what I've been told.
Mm-hmm. Let's go Cleveland Browns.
L.A. Rams. This is probably the second hardest game of the week.
Yeah. Because I don't see the Rams doing much against that defense.
I don't either.
Although the Browns are incapable for the most part on offense. However, I still trust the Stefanski system, the run system, that I don't think L.A. is going to be able to stop all that much.
I wish this was 2.5, which is what I thought it should be.
What is it?
4.
For L.A.?
Cleveland is a 4-point favorite.
Cleveland's a 4-point favorite.
That surprises you. Cleveland. You're right. Cleveland's 4-point dog.
I was going to say, because the screen I'm looking at says the Rams.
Never mind. Mine was I think my brain played a trick on me there. Of that can't possibly be right. Cleveland Browns, and that's my Bet Your House game. Never mind. I unwind everything I just said.
That's why I questioned it, because mine said L.A., and I went, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's your Bet Your House game.
Mm-hmm. Cleveland plus the 4.
100%.
I can't believe that went up. I can't believe it went because it's showing 3.5 on my screen. I can't believe it's higher than that anywhere.
That is wow.
I was going to take them when I thought they were a favorite.
When I've never thought that phenomenon was real. Of people see crimes and their brain protects them from seeing things that are too pornographic or awful for them to see.
Yeah.
Seeing Cleveland Browns plus 4, my brain just went, you can't handle that. Blood will come out of your ear, and that's the dumbest line of the year.
Yep.
That is the dumbest line of the year, and I'm not sure it's all that close.
Yep. We got one more game in the usual slot. I think we should push this off.
100%.
49ers and the Eagles, we need time to talk that one out. We'll push that beyond the daily draft at the top of the hour. When we come back, it's going to be time. Jeremy will have his bangers coming up next.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
The Ingles Advantage isn't just about savings or the best quality food for your family. It's more than that. It's the advantage of being a part of a community. That's why we provide over 2 million pounds of food every year through regular donations and programs like the Ingles Giving Tree, Food for Thought, and the Ingles Fill a Backpack program. It's the right thing to do, and we know that you would do the same. Ingles, your neighbor for over 50 years.
Are you sick and tired of living with that constant pain in your knees and back? Joint pain doesn't just keep you from doing what you love. It affects your job, your relationships, even simple things like getting dressed. It's time to call QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics uses advanced regenerative medicine to restore and repair damaged joint tissue, giving you your life back. Hips, shoulders, elbows, they can all be treated with natural biologics from your own body. Powerful healing agents, highly concentrated. If you're tired of steroid shots that don't work, or if you're trying to avoid surgery, call QC Kinetics now to schedule your free consultation. Learn about these exciting new cutting-edge treatments for pain caused by arthritis or injury. No drugs, no pain meds, no downtime. This is an all-natural treatment that can get you lasting relief. People here are raving about the results. Call now. Appointments are available for this coming week. QC Kinetics. Call 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. In Asheville and in Greenville. 828-333-9517.
My doctor prescribed me Viagra. It wasn't covered by my insurance, so it was costing me like $65 a pill. That's expensive.
Over 20 million guys like us use Viagra. Over a certain age, we just need it. I found a way to pay less than $3 a pill and get virtually the same effect of the $65 pill. I heard an ad just like this on the radio, called, and for $99, I got 40 generic versions of the $65 pill. Save yourself money and call right now and get over 40 pills for $99. There's no embarrassment here to use Viagra. If we're over 50, we need it, but not at high prices. Call now with your credit card and get the 40 pill special for just $99.
Call 800-BUY-BLUE. 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 That's 800-BUY-BLUE. Paid for by Steelman Pills.
I woke up feeling sick with cold and flu symptoms the other day, and I thought I might miss my son's soccer game. It's a big game, and I knew how important it was to him for me to go. So I took Mucinex Fastmax Kickstart Severe Cold and Flu, and now I'm feeling much better and can go to his game.
New Mucinex Kickstart gives all-in-one-and-done relief with a morning jolt of instant cooling sensation. Come back with a kick with new Mucinex Kickstart. Use as directed.
It's a college conference football championship weekend. And you know, like any good meal, you got to have a little flappetizer to excite you for the actual main course. So we're going to pick the smaller games in this hour, and then we'll pick the big ones at the end. And this feels like as good a time as any for my Thunder. New Mexico State's a 10-point dog at Liberty. Am I the only one that knows Liberty's not good? Like, I get that you're 12-0. You haven't beat anybody. And Jerry Falwell's money's not going to save you against the legend that is the peer himself, Diego Pavia. Give me New Mexico State plus the 10. They win outright and win Conference USA. Next, SMU's a 3-point dog at Tulane. I get it. Willie Fritz, great coach. He's also interviewed for damn near every job in the country, and I'm not super sure he's locked into this. And SMU, can score and score a lot. Tulane cannot. Give me SMU plus the 3. I'll take them in the money line to win outright. And finally, Iowa's a 22-point dog against Michigan. I don't think Michigan can score 22 points. I don't think Iowa's scoring a point. Give me Iowa plus the 22. Aggressively under the 34.5. I'll say this game ends 20-0. Take those wagers to betus.com. Use our promo code Sportsocracy to get a 125% deposit match on your initial investment and up to 30 risk-free bets so you can wager football with us all season long.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Damp as we get into the afternoon, but no widespread heavy rainfall expected. A couple of tenths today into tonight and maybe a quarter of an inch tomorrow, maybe a little bit more as we look ahead towards Sunday. Cumulatively, I'm talking about a half an inch, maybe up to an inch through the weekend. Some showers this afternoon, low 50s. Will stay in the low 50s tonight with showers. Showers scattered around tomorrow with some fog early, 62. Still a chance of showers Sunday. From the Weather Channel, Ray Stajic.
'Tis the season. When you're in the mood for holiday music, listen live with the iHeartRadio app and on your radio.
97.7 The Brew is Asheville's Christmas station, brought to you by Balkan Roofing and Ingles Markets.
The annoying runny nose, the constant sneezing, the itchiness, and battle just to catch your breath. If you suffer from seasonal allergies, sinusitis, or nagging sinus congestion, there's a natural, easy-to-use solution that can help provide fast, drug-free relief. It's called Navage, and it uses powered suction to rinse your nasal passages in seconds. Millions of people use Navage daily to help provide relief from seasonal allergies and sinus congestion. Medications treat the symptoms, but Navage treats the problem at the source, flushing out the allergens and pollen trapped in your nose. Navage also helps wash out airborne bacteria, dust, dirt, and viruses quickly and painlessly so you can get back to breathing clearly again. Say goodbye to sinus suffering and hello to better breathing with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Some intimate parts need the gentle, easy trim of a Gillette trimmer. And some need the closeness and comfort of a Gillette Intimate razor, while others need a Gillette Anti-Chafe Stick. Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get, down there. Buy now.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingles Studio.
It is the Sportsocracy, ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400, and it's a
Football Friday.
Yeah, it is, and
it's the last full one we have.
Oh, and we're getting all geared up and ready to go because there's a lot going on this weekend. Top of the third hour of the program here, and it's always time for the daily draft. Where are you going to go this weekend, Jeremy Greene? You got the first pick. Please don't do it.
Oh,
don't
hit your button.
Don't.
Yeah. Not my button. Don't hit my button. Hit your button.
What?
I don't often ask you to do this.
Well, I know, but that's why I'm having, I got to find the button. There you go.
It's Georgia, Alabama.
Of course, that's the one you're going to go with.
That's the only game of all of the conference championship games that should be really competitive.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I think there's a great chance Alabama beats you and we go into sheer pandemonium.
Could happen.
If they hadn't struggled so much with Auburn last week, I would feel so much better about you winning this game.
But rivalry game.
Right? No, I got that.
Okay.
No, I got that. You also have to remember these are 21-year-old kids, and this was Nick Saban going, see, if you don't, 110%, and all the other stupid buzzwords that coaches say.
Right.
And you just had the perfect example of that.
Yeah.
A team that's not even bowl eligible should have beaten you had they not had the most historically god-awful breakdown defensively that you've ever seen in your life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I feel like for Nick Saban, that's pretty much all he needs to go. Hey, all eyes on the prize.
Yeah,
fellas.
I mean, and there's there was nothing that's going to take that pressure away, right? Last week that was pressure, and maybe you got caught, right? Maybe your young guys got caught looking ahead of, hey,
there's no doubt they did.
We're going to the national, or we're going to the conference championship game, and we're not looking at this team because and you got snuck up on in a rivalry game. Now you pulled the miracle, right? You pulled it out of your keister to be able to save yourself. That team's dangerous.
Yes.
And Georgia's going to have their hands full.
Well, and be really honest with yourself. I mean, you're a Georgia fan. You should be able to answer this coming right out of my mouth. What is the number one thing that Georgia has struggled with over the years historically? Quarterbacks that can run.
Yes.
You have had a big old problem with that. Now, is Jalen Milroe good enough to beat you? I don't know. I don't. I feel like he's been overhyped beating some really bad SEC defenses, but I don't need you to be great. I don't need Jalen Milroe to be a great quarterback. I need him to be great for 60 minutes.
Yes.
And I think he can do that. This is the most interesting game of the weekend to me, and I'm not sure it's all that close.
It's real close for me, and I'm a Georgia fan. I mean, Alabama coming into this game, a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, you weren't scared, right? Alabama had fallen out of favor. They lose the LSU game, and it was just, okay, they're out of it.
It's still
Nick
Saban.
Here they come.
Nick Saban. He's still got the talent.
Absolutely.
There's still going to be, I would say, 6 to 7 Alabama guys go in the first 2 days of the draft. I mean, is that as many as Georgia? Maybe not.
No.
This year it might be.
Right. But, Georgia did that thing where last week they rested, right? Everybody who needed it, you got to rest. All the pass catchers, all of that.
That's the other part of this is Georgia almost got caught by Georgia Tech too. So Kirby said, it was close. It's enough for Kirby Smart to incite the guys. If you didn't hear him after that game ended, trust me, he was positioning it before he got off the field in Atlanta.
Of course he was, because this is what he does, right?
No
this
doubt.
is
He's
Kirby's
a master
mantra.
motivator.
Absolutely. And his mantra is always do not get caught. And you've gotten close a couple of times, right? You flirted with disaster a few times. And it's all, he's a great motivator. No doubt about it. That is the word that he is spreading. But, I mean, let's be honest. If that game really mattered, it wouldn't have been close.
Exactly.
If Georgia had, went just, hey, we want to win this game, it's not going to be close.
You can say the exact same thing about Alabama.
Absolutely. Now you get two teams that are just going to be phenomenal. I hate that you picked that number one, because obviously that's the number one game to go to, and that's where I would want to go. Now
there's another one that's close, but I'm not sure that I'm as revved up and ready to go for this one as you are.
To me, it's real close, and but it's a little tainted, right? Because I feel like Washington has lost some of their luster.
They no doubt have.
So I'm going, obviously, Pac-12 championship game tonight, Oregon and Washington. It's, I think it'll be a great game again. We had a great one the first time around. Dan Lanning and company, they're not going to go for it on fourth down 7 times in this game like they did in the first one. They're not going to give Washington the more opportunities than they tried to give them the last time, I guess. And Washington has not looked great. Right, the offense hasn't looked the same. The defense never really was great, and I feel like Oregon's stronger. But I think all things considered, this is the showdown. Right, this is Michael Penix, Bo Nix putting everything on the line because they got a Heisman Trophy to win.
Well, the narrative around Oregon is, they haven't played anybody. Well, I mean, if we're being honest, if they haven't played anybody, Washington hasn't really played anybody.
Right.
You know what the difference is? Washington has been barely skirting by the skin of their teeth. Oregon has been beating the soul out of anybody that could contend with them.
Pretty much.
Since they played Washington. I mean, 35-6, 63-19, 49-13, 31-7 last week in the Civil War. I mean, this is what they do. And I think Oregon's on a mission. I don't necessarily think this is going to be as good a game because I think Oregon's markedly better. You remember how confident I was that Washington would beat them the first time?
Yes.
That's how confident I am Oregon wins this one.
Okay.
And I'm not sure they don't win it in a walk.
Okay. I can definitely see the path for that. I look at that line and I go, ooh, Oregon 9.5? Oh, that's a lot.
The tiebreaker for me between this game and the one I took, I see no path that somebody gets boat raced in Atlanta. I do see a path that Washington gets boat raced tonight.
Right. What are the chances Nick Saban's going to get blown out in a championship? Not going to happen.
Very, very small.
Right. Not going to happen. Although, as a Georgia fan, love to see it. Let's go next to the NFL. I got to take the game of the week in the NFL. That's the strategery here.
So basically what you're saying is you're going to take the game in the NFL.
Yeah.
Because there's but one that deserves to be talked about, at least before we go to commercial break.
Yes. And that is the Philadelphia Eagles and the San Francisco 49ers. It's the rematch of the NFC Championship game last year. These two teams are at the top of the NFC this year. And I believe Dallas has announced their presence with authority after the Seattle win last night. But
who's this game mean more for? I don't think we're going to agree on this.
I think it means more for San Francisco.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
And you think it means more for Philly.
I do, because Philadelphia, their big claim to fame is I feel like Philadelphia's been at home for, 3 years. I don't feel like I've seen them play on the road one time all year long. And that home field is really important. You saw it last week. Yeah, the Boo Birds come out, but they still feed off the energy of that crowd. And Philadelphia has a legit contender for the division. If you slip, they can catch you, but you have to slip. And to me, I just look at Philadelphia and go, this is an opportunity to go, no, we're still the big bad we're still the big bad wolf. We're still the scary monster hiding under your bed. And you come out here, punch Brock Purdy in the mouth, kind of shut up some of the, well, if Purdy hadn't got hurt last year and they had to play Josh Johnson, then they would have had a shot at you. No, you need to come out here and suppress their soul.
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco is going to win this division because they showed up and put their helmets on the right way. Philadelphia, you better be careful because you've got some games here that you could lose.
Okay.
And if you do lose them, Dallas is nipping right on your heels.
Right.
I mean, like I said in the first hour, I'm not sure I'm not sure that Dallas is not the second best team in the NFC at this point.
This is a demon that San Francisco needs to exercise.
And I agree with that.
And after last year, you'll
Does
always
it change
go,
anything if they exercise it in the regular season, though? Because to me, it really doesn't.
I mean, it does because it makes it gives you hope, right, that they would be able to do it in the postseason. Say they lose this game and lose it comfortably, like double digits, 10-point game, something like that. And it never really looks close. Going into the playoffs, it's going to get real damn loud. Oh, good for you, but you can't beat Philadelphia, who's standing in your way. Now you got to go to their place and try to win. And
yeah, but that's a rallying cry. For me, the letdown of San Francisco has always been in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
This is like Aaron Rodgers back in the heyday of the Packers. You do anything you want to in the regular season. Frankly, I could care less.
Yeah.
They could come out here and beat Philadelphia to death. I'm not sure it changes how I feel about them.
Really? Okay. I mean,
I want to see you win in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. And I do too. But this makes a statement for that run.
I agree.
If you lose this game, I mean, now you're, 4 losses on the season, and it's not over. You're going to make the playoffs. You're going to win the division. But I'm going to look at you the same way as I look at these other teams that I've not seen beat good competition.
Well, I mean, the thing for San Francisco is, okay, let's say you lose this. And this is just where my head's at.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's say you lose this. The worst case scenario, you're the 3 seed, which means you play the other wild card that just absolutely is atrocious.
Right.
You're either going to catch Seattle, Green Bay, the Rams, the Bucks, or the Saints. You will beat every team I just said by 3 scores. A couple of those I've actually already seen you do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just and I knew we were going to look at that categorically differently. I think this means more for Philadelphia.
Okay. All right.
You got to shut up some of this Dallas Cowboy hype.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it from both sides.
I think my next pick might surprise you.
Okay.
Because I have a funny feeling that this may or may not. I mean, I'm sure it's on your list because it has to be.
Right. The options are slim.
I'm not sure it would be this high. It's Oklahoma State, Texas.
Yeah, no, definitely not the one I thought you were going to say next.
If you told me one of the contenders for the playoff got beat in their conference championship game impressively, I would say it's Texas.
Really? Oklahoma State run the ball down their throat?
Gordon is so good. He's so good. And they have nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. I mean, I understand BYU was ugly last week, and, well, until it wasn't.
Well, you have nothing to lose.
But you get a coach in Mike Gundy that's been here before,
and
they really don't want to let Texas walk out of the Big 12 with a win.
Bingo. That's the one. That's Mike Gundy has wanted to shove it in the keister of everybody, especially Oklahoma and Texas.
Well, he already did it to Oklahoma.
I know.
And if he gets the opportunity, if Texas doesn't come in fully vested, because we've just considered this game to be a layup,
yes,
and that they would walk through the Cowboys, I'm not so sure that's how that's going to go. Because, like I said about Auburn, like I've said about all these rivalry games, Oklahoma State is taking this as a rivalry game. This is not just a conference championship to them.
Mm-hmm.
This is a disrespect of, you have cost us as a program a ton of money by walking to the SEC. And you've put us in a really bad spot. And this is the last chance we get to hurt you. And if we can hurt you, we will hurt you.
Oh, yeah. That is going to be one impassioned pregame speech by Mike Gundy.
First to score, Oklahoma State. Put whatever you want on it.
Okay.
Because I will promise you, if they win the toss, if they lose the toss, they're getting the ball first. And they will march down on Texas like their hair is on fire. Now, where it goes from there, does the talent win out or does the emotion win out?
Right. Okay. I was not expecting that, but okay. You've convinced me that it should be pretty high on the list.
And the other one is now my button. Sir,
yeah. This one?
Could you hit my button, please? Oh, I thought I was going to feel so much better about this. I talked a lot of smack. I said a lot of things that I can't unsay. And we're here. I knew we'd be here. I'm wearing my Florida State themed Beer City's Football Club shirt. Just, because at this point I'm grasping at all the straws I can because Tate Rodemaker looked horror-awful in the first half against Florida. But in the second half, looked much more formidable.
Mm-hmm.
And Florida State has been – the talent is there. And there is this narrative, and I'm telling you, I'm connected to this program. I've heard it a lot. Finish for 13. If I've seen that shirt once, I've seen it 100 times. They're still a really talented team from the quarterback down. You should come in here and walk Louisville because this team's not as good as people think.
Mm-hmm.
But they're good enough. They're good enough that if you let them hang around like you did Florida, they can hurt you.
Give me a Trey Benson line.
Oh, God.
What's his line look like for this game?
Well, if it depends on which Mike Norvell shows up. If the one that understands run the damn ball shows up, I don't know, 274 and a half.
That's a lot.
I do not understand how Trey Benson doesn't get more love.
Mm-mm.
He's my number 2 running back in this draft class, and there's nobody even in the stratosphere of him.
Very, very good.
And Jonathan Brooks is hurt and may not come out.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, he's the one.
All right. So,
I wish I felt more confident that my team was going to win this game.
But I don't. You can't. You can't feel confident. You feel pretty good that it's going to be a good game. Yeah. But I don't know about confident about winning the thing.
I just want to make the playoff, okay? It's been a long time, and I want to get there. If we get the PP beat out of us by Georgia, okay. I mean, I'm not looking forward to that day.
Right.
But because I got to deal with Hamburger Helper over there. But I just want to get there. I want my season to continue. My NFL team sucks.
All right. Well, I'm not real interested in anything else college-wise. I may just have to dig in on NFL games when we come back. We'll take a quick break here on the Daily Draft ESPN Asheville. It is the Sportsocracy. We'll be right back. Season's MVP,
The Beast Unleashed.
with 4 bold, familiar flavors.
With 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Beast Unleashed is your new pregame ritual.
With white haze, mean green, peach perfect, and scary berries, there's a flavor for every fan.
The Beast
Unleashed.
6% alcohol by volume. Unleashed responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Beast Unleashed. Available at your local retailer.
The Ingles advantage isn't just about savings or the best quality food for your family. It's more than that. It's the advantage of being a part of a community. That's why we provide over 2 million pounds of food every year through regular donations and programs like the Ingles Giving Tree, Food for Thought, and the Ingles Fill a Backpack program. It's the right thing to do, and we know that you would do the same. Ingles, your neighbor for over 50 years.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
With a Chalupa Supreme, beefy 5-layer burrito, crunchy taco, cinnamon twist, and medium drink, Taco Bell's $5 Cravings Box is packed as ever and $5 as ever. Get one at Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for price and participation which vary. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Thousands of stores across the country are pulling brand-name cold and allergy products off the shelves. Why? Because an FDA advisory panel recently determined that a drug they contain, oral phenylephrine, is ineffective as a nasal decongestant. Navage offers a drug-free solution that's fast and highly effective at relieving nasal congestion caused by colds and allergies. Navage uses suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril to help suck out allergens, mucus, and germs. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Don't waste your time or money on products that are ineffective. Trust drug-free Navage for fast relief to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
This holiday season, find all kinds of deals at Target. Discover sweet deals on toys and small appliances, big deals on clothing and beauty, plus so much more. At Target, get what you need for the holidays. Find new deals each week for everyone on your list, and get it all fast with free drive up. Score low prices and great deals all season long. Now at Target. Exclusions apply.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there.
Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
The Sportsocracy.
Pull up your pants, take off the bra, and be a man.
It is the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville Daily Draft on a Football Friday. We started it out. Where are you going to go this weekend? Jeremy's going, of course. Georgia, Alabama, SEC championship game. That's where all the attention should be tomorrow. Tonight, all the attention, however, should be on the Pac-12 championship game, Oregon and Washington. That's my first selection of where to go. Then I took the best / maybe only NFL game of the weekend, as I took Philadelphia, San Francisco. Then you came back with a surprise pick, Jeremy. Oklahoma State, Texas. And then,
that's the two I could actually see losing.
And then Florida State, Louisville.
Yes, that's the two I could see losing.
Yes.
I mean, somebody's going to lose in the Pac-12 title game. The winner gets in. That was the other tiebreaker.
And the loser stays home.
Yes.
Then
and
Florida State.
I really hope it's Washington, and I hope some pandemonium happens and Florida State gets to play Washington. Because then, Captain Blue Shirt, then we open up the possibility that Florida State gets to go to the national title game and get just obliterated. Because you said Trey Benson line, you give me that Washington defense, 397 and a quarter yards.
My turn, and I mean, I get that there's another big game, but I'm so confident in that one that I don't think it's going to be any fun to be there. I mean, unless you're a big Blue fan.
I'm not taking that one.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not going to take it. I'll leave it.
I'm waiting with bated breath to hear what you are taking.
I'll leave it for you. Because I'll take. Hey, how about a playoff potential game between the Denver Broncos and the Houston Texans? Yeah, give me that. Which narrative gets served more this weekend? Is it?
God, I hope it's Houston, because I am so tired of hearing Bronco fans tell me, "Oh, you're stupid. Everything you said about Russell Wilson's wrong."
The Sportsocracy.
Pull up your pants, take off the bra, and be a man.
It is the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville Daily Draft on a Football Friday. We started it out. Where are you going to go this weekend? Jeremy's going, of course, Georgia, Alabama, SEC championship game. That's where all the attention should be tomorrow. Tonight, all the attention, however, should be on the Pac-12 championship game, Oregon and Washington. That's my first selection of where to go. Then I took the best / maybe only NFL game of the weekend, as I took Philadelphia, San Francisco. Then you came back with a surprise pick, Jeremy. Oklahoma State, Texas. And then,
that's the two I could actually see losing.
And then Florida State, Louisville.
Yes. That's the two I could see losing.
Yes.
I mean, somebody's going to lose the Pac-12 title game. The winner gets in. That was the other tiebreaker.
And the loser stays home.
Yes.
Then
and
Florida State.
I really hope it's Washington, and I hope some pandemonium happens and Florida State gets to play Washington. Because then, Captain Blue Shirt, then we open up the possibility that Florida State gets to go to the national title game and get just obliterated. Because you said Trey Benson line, you give me that Washington defense, it's 397 and a quarter yards.
My turn, and I mean, I get that there's another big game, but I'm so confident in that one that I don't think it's going to be any fun to be there. I mean, unless you're a big Blue fan.
I'm not taking that one.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not going to take it. I'll leave it.
I'm waiting with bated breath to hear what you are taking.
I'll leave it for you. I'll take. Hey, how about a playoff potential game between the Denver Broncos and the Houston Texans? Yeah, give me that. Which narrative gets served more this weekend? Is it?
God, I hope it's Houston, because I am so tired of hearing Bronco fans tell me, "Oh, you're stupid. Everything you said about Russell Wilson's wrong." You know what? Maybe just stop being so beholden to the moment.
Right. Let's ride with game manager Russell Wilson taking care of the football and playing some tough defense, or we're going to see the legend of the rookie C.J. Stroud continue as he tries to pull his team, firmly into that playoff picture. It's got all the intrigue that I never thought it would have. If you'd have told me that had been one of the best games of the week at the beginning of the season this week, I'd have told you you're out of your mind.
I would have too. I'm still not sure I wouldn't tell you that.
And then, this is stupid, and you're going to laugh.
Oh, God. I love when you say this is stupid because I don't know what's getting ready to come out of your mouth.
Colts and the Titans. AFC South battle. That, my friends, could be a fun game.
If they played that in my living room, I'd burn the house down.
Why?
What is the intrigue to that?
AFC South battle. Come on. It's going to be a good football game.
Oh, okay. All right. That's
what?
No?
No?
One of these teams is good-ish.
Mm-hmm.
The other one's pretty awful.
Pretty terrible?
I mean, look, I love Will Levis, and I'm enjoying watching him develop, and but the offensive line's bad. Bad. I mean, it's New York Jet bad.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't really have any receivers. I don't feel like there's a lot here.
Really? I feel
this
like
is the game.
This is one of those come down to the end buzzer beater kind of games.
And to me, this is this appeared on Red Zone. Cool, I can go pee now.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna go get a beer.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna go get a beer, take a whiz, and
it's gonna be much closer than that game you're getting ready to pick.
Oh, the college game?
Yeah.
Well, it could be. It could be.
Okay, wait. Wait. Go ahead and make the pick.
Oh, I mean, I feel like you're talking about Iowa and Michigan.
Yes.
Which is what I'm going to take here.
100%. That's what I'm talking about.
Or just not take the journey with me.
Uh-huh.
What if the best defense they've played, fact or fiction, this is the best defense that Michigan's played all year, and it's not even kind of close.
Sure.
What if they don't let them score? What if Michigan can't score? And I think that's a very real possibility.
Really? They'll be able to stuff the run.
They've stuffed everybody.
Okay.
Iowa's putting up historic lines.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it is in large part because their offense is completely incompetent.
Mm-hmm.
They make the New York Jets look like the greatest show on turf. I got it. But that really undervalues, and no, they don't have Cooper DeJean, which that part hurts. He's one of the best players on the defense. That defense is really, really good. Really, really good. And Michigan, in certain instances, that offense does not look great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that J.J. McCarthy's fully healthy. Look, I think Michigan wins. And they're probably going to win semi-convincingly. I'm not as convinced that this is going to be, hey, they're up 21-0 at halftime. I could easily see them being up 6-0 at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting here with the old tushy pucker just going, uh-oh. What happens if they lose? If Iowa accidentally scores a touchdown, what happens now?
Yeah.
And for me, that's infinitely more interesting than Will Levis and Gardner Mustachio Minshew.
Maybe I'm not giving Iowa enough credit defensively.
You're certainly not.
But Michigan should have no problem but to score to score 4 touchdowns in this game, right? At their worst. Right, we saw them, they scored 4 touchdowns against Penn State, right? And that was one of the grossest offensive games they've ever had.
Well, I'll go ahead and tell you, this game's in the bangers, and I'm not going the way you think I'm going.
Yeah,
Now I'm going one way that you definitely think I'm going. I'll give you a hint. It starts with a U and rhymes with blunder.
All right, yeah. Okay, Michigan, Iowa. I mean, I guess there's a chance that it could be good. I don't like the chances of that.
Okay. Now I have to get cute. I have to get cute, and this is not going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm sticking college. The NFL slate's awful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to SMU Tulane.
Really?
And look, Tulane will get into a New Year's Six bowl with a win. Great possibility that SMU gets in with a win. This could be playing for a spot in the New Year's Six.
Okay.
Because SMU's right out of the playoff rankings. Liberty's at 24. If they were to lose to New Mexico State, and even if they didn't beat anybody. So just because they're 13-0 doesn't necessarily mean they would get that spot.
Mm-hmm.
SMU picks up a win here over Tulane. That could be who you see Alabama play in the Nokia Sugar Bowl. Oh, wait, is it still Nokia? Does Nokia exist anymore?
I don't think they do.
I know they don't make cell phones anymore because we figured out, hey, these suck something awful. This is the greatest paperweight, and it rings sometimes.
Ericsson, do they still make phones?
No. Nextel. Oh, God, I just had a moment.
Okay. You just had a flashback to your salesman days?
No. I never sold those. I'm not that old.
Oh, that's true.
No, by the time I got to Verizon, it was LG, Samsung, iPhone. In the message, repeat the line. And the rest of those are just for people that throw a large deposit when we pull their credit.
Right. And the last time I went to a cell phone store and asked them if they had like an Acer version, and they didn't have one.
I'm really glad that you never called me and said, hey, can you get me a phone? Because I would have stabbed you in the jejunum. Do you have an Acer version? Why do you want the Kia Rio of cell phones?
That's all I need. I just need to just keep it simple.
God,
please.
You're going to have a jitterbug. You're so old and so electronically incompetent.
What is that?
A jitterbug?
Yeah.
It was a phone that they made for elderly people and children. That it had like 4 buttons, and it couldn't call out. You had to pre-program 4 numbers in it. And
Nice.
It almost looked like a child's device. like a toy,
Mm-hmm.
where you'd hit one button and it would the cow goes.
Yeah.
"Brrr."
Yeah.
It was the same premise, but somebody would appear on the other end of the line.
I dig it.
So it was like you'd give it to an elderly person, and the 4 buttons would be like the hospital, life alert, your child,
Food. Cafeteria. Bring me food.
J&S cafeteria. Boom.
Yes.
That's exactly what the 4th one was.
I see nothing wrong with this. I'm in. Cuts out all the
If you had the jitterbug on your Sportsocracy bingo card, it's a bingo.
win.
That's a bingo.
That is a win. All right, so back to me for the final pick here.
I can genuinely say I didn't have that, and I'm the one that said it.
I'll go Arizona, Pittsburgh.
Oh.
All right. Detroit, New Orleans.
Oh, good
Yes.
Lord.
Yes.
Oh, I ate food. I felt like there was
I
a
don't
reversal
see
of
anything.
fortune.
What are you talking about? I mean, those games have intrigue, right?
You just took 2 horrific NFL games and left one that might be pseudo interesting on the board.
I'm not a
the
believer.
I'm not either, but give me the intrigue in any of the games that you just said. The Detroit Lions,
yes,
coming off a horrible loss, are going to beat the bejeebers out of the New Orleans Saints.
And what's wrong with that?
What do you like? Is this like the snuff film of the NFL? You just want to watch somebody get the crap beat out of them for realsies?
Bucks, Falcons, and Panthers fans. Yeah, we all want to see that.
I would have taken Jets, Falcons over both the games you just said.
Ugh.
Literally. Because I have a weird Jet intuition that they're going to find a way to beat Atlanta. Just to make sure this Aaron Rodgers thing
Just to keep it
keeps
alive.
happening.
Just to keep the story alive.
And Cardinals Steelers. My wife is a Steelers fan, and I may break our television just so I don't have to accidentally watch this. And it's brand new,
terrible.
and I love it.
It's all terrible.
Yeah, I'll take the one that you didn't take.
Kansas City and Green Bay.
Of course.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
That should be a walk in the park.
It should be, but it's not going to be. Kansas City doesn't blow out anybody.
True.
They don't have any receivers that can catch. And is there a 3% chance that I'm wrong on Jordan Love? I'll give you that much. I will not give you any more than that, but I'll give you that much. So, and to me, that's infinitely better than Kenny Pickett and Kyler Murray.
Oh, you're crazy. You're just
Dennis Allen
underestimating the potential.
Dennis Allen
here.
having to step up against Motor City maniac Dan Campbell.
Right. Fighting for his job, right? I don't care. It's all the intrigue in the world.
The
Saints at
NFC
home.
South, the only way I watch your games is twofold. One, you're playing my team. B, to make fun of you. And I think I switch numbers and letters there. And I do that a lot. You ever do that? You're trying to make a point. You're like, 1, you need to shut up. B, you're wrong. And apparently so was I, because it doesn't go 1, B, C, D, E, F, G.
I'm not sure that I do that, but I don't get into a lot of drunken arguments, so I can see how you mix that up a lot.
Oh, God, I do.
Yeah.
You shut your face hole.
I got 3 reasons why you need to listen to me, and we'll start with C. Okay? Yeah. No.
A, 2, 3.
To be honest with you, looking at the slate this weekend, there's like 5 games that I'm interested in catching, and other than that, it's all going to be like trying to get things done around the house and shopping for the holidays and all that. I'm just
shopping for the
everything's a go.
3
Everything's on the
words.
go.
All right, shopping for the holidays. I can simplify this down into like a 1-hour procedure. 3 words. Amazon. Done. I'm going holiday shopping. Why? You go walk with the power walkers at the Asheville Mall?
Yep. I got to get my steps in, man.
I'm telling you right now.
You wait till you have a heart attack and you got to get your steps in.
Trust me, if I have a heart attack, it's taking me down. If they were going to film
a manly heart attack that kills me.
If they were going to film a zombie movie, the Asheville Mall would be a top 5 location for it, because really you don't actually have to do anything. It's just a bunch of elderly people that may or may not know where they are, sprinkle in a couple of our houseless friends, and
unhoused.
and a J.C. Penney's.
Jeez. So insensitive. You need to take your training, by the way.
Yeah, probably do.
It's due today. You better get on that.
Well, here's the thing. You might want to have told me about it before the day it was due. If they send me an email, you might want to fix my email.
Stop lying. You've ignored it for 3 months like I have. So
that insinuates that I log into that portal, and
I
don't.
Yes.
Ever.
Yes.
I have to sit here
Corporate
mentally.
things are fun, aren't they?
I have to sit here and mentally wrap my head around, where do I go to log into this again? I need a shortcut or a button.
It just asked me for a password. I don't even know. Can the password be password 1?
I have the safest password ever. I voted for Biden 14. Nobody will ever get that with anything that has my name on it.
No, sir. No, sir, they will not. All right, you're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Got a lot of intrigue around the NFL and college football this weekend.
We got to.
What do we?
We still got to finish
are we
off
late on a break?
We're late on a break, and we still got to finish off game picks.
Do we?
There's time.
We still got games to go. What am I doing? Let's go. ESPN Asheville News Radio 570 WWNC. I did it wrong again.
That's not the network that you're on.
It's ESPN Asheville. I know that.
And you know what else it's time for? Don't do crimes. And my story is sitting across the table from me.
Don't do crimes. Next.
When you're in the mood for holiday music, listen live with the iHeartRadio app and on your radio.
97.7 The Brew is Asheville's Christmas station, brought to you by Balkan Roofing and Ingles Markets.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
The Ingles Giving Tree, benefiting Manna Food Bank, will be on display at the Asheville Mall as a reminder of the needs of so many families in western North Carolina. Drop off non-perishable items in the donation barrels at all Ingles locations, donate online or at the Ingles Giving Tree at Asheville Mall so Manna Food Bank can reach everyone who needs help. Nothing can hold back the holiday spirit of giving in western North Carolina. Please help Ingles Markets, iHeartRadio Asheville, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen Times ensure Manna Food Bank can fill thousands of empty plates this holiday season.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
Back in the Sportsocracy on a football Friday.
Hey, Football Friday.
We're coming to you live from the Ingles Studio.
Are you done doing your crimes now?
Yeah.
Ingles Studio, 92.9 ESPN Asheville.
Yes.
That's the station you're on.
I keep flipping back and forth stations, and I got to go back to WWNC after this one for a basketball game. It's all gets jumbled up.
If it's CP time, you're on WWNC.
Yes.
If it's drinky time, you're on ESPN.
Very good. Okay.
It's just a way to remember that.
So yes. Jeremy marking the day at 2:00 in the afternoon as drinky time.
What are you, a cop? I'm up early. All right. I'm in, and I'm usually not to bed early.
We still got games to pick, but first we got a super chat.
Nope. See, that's
not that
what I knew I was going to do that. I did.
I'm your huckleberry.
There it is, Patrick Holt. Happy birthday to Alexander. He's 18 years old today. Amazing. Mine turned 12 this year, and I went, oh, how did we get here? These are young men. He's actually got a young man now. So congratulations,
we're young
Pops.
men. He also followed it up with, now get a job. That's why me and Patrick Holt get along.
Get out of my house. Let's go.
Bingo.
4:25 start on Sunday. The game of the week, the San Francisco 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles. It's in Philadelphia. And the screen in front of me says 3. Is that the spread you have, Jeremy?
That is correct.
All right. So San Francisco is a 3-point favorite.
Which is Is that not insane?
Yes.
That's insane to me.
That you're a full field goal favorite?
In Philly.
Yes.
What? But what am I missing here?
I don't know. I mean, everything you've taught me about how Vegas sets lines tells me that this should not be that.
Correct. You're 100% right, which is why, for me, this is one of the easiest picks on the board, and I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles.
Good for you. Philadelphia plus the 3. It is very weird that the team with the best record in the league is a 3-point dog at home.
I did the Adam Gold show earlier today, which will air after this here program on ESPN Asheville, not 570 WWNC. And Adam asked me, how is that a thing? How is Philadelphia a 3-point dog at home? I don't know the answer to that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If everything I get, and trust me, I get a lot from Vegas, if all of that is accurate and Jalen Hurts is legally alive, they should have been a 3.5-point favorite, not a 3.5-point dog.
I want to take San Francisco here so badly, but I'm not going to. It's because I feel like it's dumb that Philadelphia is getting points.
So you feel like Vegas is baiting us into doing something stupid?
No, it's one of those situations where I feel like they know you're going to get action on it, right? They know they're going to get people to lay down on it, and I don't know. They're witches. They're absolute witches. I like San Francisco, but I don't like them better than Philly, especially not if Philly has home field advantage. Jalen Hurts I feel like he's playing pretty well.
If either of these teams are getting a full field goal, I'm going the other way.
Okay.
If San Francisco is getting a full field goal, I'd have gone that way.
Okay.
But they're not. No,
Philadelphia. Plus the 3 for the both of us.
It's also weird to me that San Francisco's catching the majority of the cash, which is insane. It's not a big majority. They're catching a huge majority of the tickets.
And the only thing I could think of is that you're looking at the Philadelphia Eagles, who are 10-1, going, they can't do this. They can't be 15-1.
I feel like Vegas is overreacting the fact they struggled last week.
Maybe so.
That's my thought.
Maybe so. Sunday Night Football, Kansas City Chiefs, the Green Bay Packers. I said in the last segment, I'm not buying it with Jordan Love. He had 3 touchdown passes last week against a Detroit team that, they got caught, right? Big game on Thanksgiving, they got caught. It's not going to happen to the Kansas City Chiefs. The spread, though, is very intriguing. What is it?
Green Bay is a 6-point dog.
That's not enough. I'll take Kansas City to cover. And I'll do that. I'll make this my bet. Your house game.
Oh, look at you! So I've got Cleveland, and you've got Kansas City.
I like you. No, I want you.
Bet your house game. I really 6 points is. It feels weird. This line feels weird.
Okay.
But Kansas City doesn't blow people out. I'm taking Green Bay. I'm taking Green Bay to cover.
Okay.
I think this game will be close for obnoxiously too long. And Kansas City is always in control. They're never a threat to lose, and Green Bay backdoor covers late.
Mm-hmm.
This number just stinks to the highest extreme. Kansas City's a better team. But you don't have any receivers that can catch. And that's a problem. And yes, Jordan Love's got a bevy of weapons. If you remember, I told you that.
Mm-hmm.
All the people that have been on our social media calling me an idiot, you do realize that I told you every single bit of this, right? You're crucifying him saying he's not the problem, it's the weapons. No, Magoo. The weapons are not the problem. He is the problem. When all the weapons work together and the scheme is right, you can look really good. Doesn't change the fact he's not a franchise quarterback, and he's never going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking Green Bay to cover. I'll take Kansas City to win.
Okay. All right. I'm thinking there's going to be a big game here for Travis Kelce here pretty soon.
This one is.
It's kind of been muted for him lately, and I feel like there's a big breakout or a resurgence coming here, and I think this one could be it. Because I just don't know who on Green Bay is going to match up with him and stop him or limit him at that point.
It's going to be a struggle.
It is going to be a hell of a struggle. And then finally, Monday Night Football in Jacksonville. Is this the first time they've ever hosted Monday Night Football? Probably not, but it feels like that's not a venue that you would normally put Monday Night Football on. Jacksonville Jaguars at home against the Cincinnati Bengals.
8.5.
8.5. Oh, I'll take Jacksonville. It's a lot, and I thought about it for a second, but I mean, I don't expect anything from Cincinnati.
I do. I expect them to win this game outright.
Do
I'm
you
taking the
really?
Cincinnati Bengals.
But why?
Thankfully, I don't have to give the I can take the 8.5. I don't just have to give that up. I considered making this my bet your house game.
Really?
This is the dumbest line I've seen in a real long time.
Okay.
I get it. Not having Joe Burrow is a huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
Name me the position group where the Jacksonville Jaguars are actually better than Cincinnati outside of quarterback. And I understand that's a huge swing.
Yeah. Offensive line? Maybe?
I would go with no. You lost your left tackle last week, so now you're going to no Cam Robinson, so you're going to have to rearrange the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
They get after quarterbacks reasonably well. That defense is not as bad as it was made out to be after a few games here in the last couple months.
Right.
8.5 is a number that should be reserved for really bad teams playing really good teams. I think this is a good team playing a mediocre team. That number's too high.
Okay.
I'll take the Bengals, and I'll take the Bengals with great confidence.
All right. You're on the Bengals to cover the 8.5. I'll take the Jacksonville Jaguars to cover because, why not? Did you feel any certain way about the backup last week, Brownlee?
Jake Browning.
Browning, excuse me.
Not really. I mean, I felt like he was an NFL backup quarterback. And he probably should be a third-string quarterback. The thing you got to remember is that he played really high-level college football, and he did it for a really long time. He was fine. It was very safe, but it was very safe against Pittsburgh, who's got T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith, and I don't necessarily think it's going to look that safe. I also don't think Jacksonville can hold Joe Mixon to 8 carries for 16 yards. So I don't necessarily think Jacksonville's exponentially better than Pittsburgh. I don't really care about home field. This line's it's a bad number.
Mm-hmm.
And this is I'm just looking at my number against the Vegas number. Of all the games this week, I've got 5 where the number is more than a field goal off where it should be based off the information that I have, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
This should have been 5. This should have been 5 because if this game was in Jacksonville, then Jacksonville, or if this game was in Cincinnati, Jacksonville should not have been getting a full field goal.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, you did the college thing, and that's incorrect.
Cincinnati giving as much up yardage-wise last week. Obviously, Pittsburgh hitting the 470 mark or whatever the heck they hit. Like, does that not concern you?
Not really.
With Cincinnati going forward?
Not really. He's fired Coach Bump. It's a game in the division. I could easily see Jacksonville sleepwalking into this game and it's staying close for a really long time. Like I said, I think Cincinnati's going to win. So
we shall see how it all works out. We'll keep track of it, and hopefully I can make up a little ground this week because, man, Lord knows I need it. Week 13 picks in the books. We'll take a break, and when we come back, Jeremy will give you his bangers. Conference championship games in college football this weekend. Stay tuned. We're back counting down to kickoff. Let's look at today's 3 keys to premium pre-gaming with Beast Unleashed, presented by Monster Brewing. Number 1, beat the heat.
Unleash the beast with bold, familiar flavors, 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Number 2, running the option.
There's 4 to choose from: White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3, at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed, available at your local retailer.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need, and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
Cut. Let's try something fresh, like the new scratch-offs.
I got it. Tuesday. It's not Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's Tuesday.
Cut.
It's not Monday,
Aren't you a little old to be in a boy band?
There's nothing old about getting new tickets.
Well, you're right. Maybe we stick with the original track.
New tickets every first Tuesday of the month from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Problem Gambling Helpline, 877-718-5543.
Are you sick and tired of living with that constant pain in your knees and back? Joint pain doesn't just keep you from doing what you love. It affects your job, your relationships, even simple things like getting dressed. It's time to call QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics uses advanced regenerative medicine to restore and repair damaged joint tissue, giving you your life back. Hips, shoulders, elbows, they can all be treated with natural biologics from your own body. Powerful healing agents, highly concentrated. If you're tired of steroid shots that don't work, or if you're trying to avoid surgery, call QC Kinetics now to schedule your free consultation. Learn about these exciting new cutting-edge treatments for pain caused by arthritis or injury. No drugs, no pain meds, no downtime. This is an all-natural treatment that can get you lasting relief. People here are raving about the results. Call now. Appointments are available for this coming week. QC Kinetics. Call 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517 in Asheville and in Greenville. 828-333-9517.
I woke up feeling sick with cold and flu symptoms the other day, and I thought I might miss my son's soccer game. It's a big game, and I knew how important it was to him for me to go. So I took Mucinex Fastmax Kickstart Severe Cold and Flu. And now I'm feeling much better and can go to his game.
New Mucinex Kickstart gives all-in-one-and-done relief with a morning jolt of instant cooling sensation. Come back with a kick with new Mucinex Kickstart. Use as directed.
Cut. Let's try something fresh, like the new scratch-offs.
I got it. Tuesday. It's not Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's Tuesday.
Cut.
It's not Monday,
Aren't you a little old to be in a boy band?
There's nothing old about getting new tickets.
Well, you're right. Maybe we stick with the original track.
New tickets every first Tuesday of the month from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Problem Gambling Helpline, 877-718-5543.
Coffee's the closer's only. Get him the money!
Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
It's my favorite time of the week. It's my favorite picks of the week. And, you know, we already did my favorite thing in the first set of these. So, I mean, surely we're not going to do it again, right?
Underdog, 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 underdog.
Speed of lightning! Roar of thunder again! Oklahoma State's a 15-point dog against Texas in the Big 12 title game. Oklahoma State wants this game real bad because Texas pretty much screwed over every team in the Big 12 along with Oklahoma. Oklahoma State got the Sooners earlier in the year. I don't think they can get Texas, but Ollie Gordon is going to do his best. He should be on the stage at the Heisman. Whether he will be or not, I don't know, but they're going to keep this game close, and they might win it. Give me the Cowboys plus 15. Alabama's a 5-point dog against Georgia in the SEC title game. I'm not telling you that Alabama's going to win. I will tell you this game is going to be a bloodbath because Georgia has become everything Alabama used to be, and they don't particularly like it. This game will be a field goal on either side. I'm catching 5. That's plenty. Roll Tide plus the 5. Oregon's a 9.5-point favorite against Washington tonight, and this is not a dog. I'm taking the Ducks. Quack, quack. They're better. Washington has fallen off a cliff. Michael Penix does not look like the same quarterback. He has the high-end throws. It's the mundane things that he's really struggling to do. Oregon's a team that can cover him, and I think they're going to struggle with the running game and with Troy Franklin. I'm taking Oregon minus the 9.5. I'm not sure this game's ever close. And finally, my team. I get to do it one more time. Because whoever they play in a bowl game, I can almost promise you I'm not taking them. Your 2023 should have been national champion Florida State Seminoles are a 2.5-point favorite at Bank of America Stadium in the ACC championship against Louisville. Louisville's overrated. They may beat Florida State. There's a possibility they're going to be playing a freshman, Brock Glenn, in this game because Tate Rodemaker is a game-time decision. I'm not sure that's a negative. And everybody seems to be taking it that way. He's the better quarterback of the two. He was a 5-star recruit going into Florida State. I know this is a big spot. He was fine in spot work last week. Louisville's not good enough to deal with the talent of Florida State. Florida State wins this game. Give me the Seminoles minus 2.5. You can take those wagers to betus.com. Use our promo code Sportsocracy. Get a 125% deposit match on your initial investment and up to 30 risk-free wagers so you can bet football with us all season long.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Damp as we get into the afternoon, but no widespread heavy rainfall expected. A couple of tenths today into tonight and maybe a quarter of an inch tomorrow, maybe a little bit more as we look ahead towards Sunday. Cumulatively, I'm talking about a half an inch, maybe up to an inch through the weekend. Some showers this afternoon, low 50s. We'll stay in the low 50s tonight with showers. Showers scattered around tomorrow with some fog early, 62. Still a chance of showers.
We all know
Sunday.
Goodwill. But did you know when you donate stuff to Goodwill, you help provide job training for people right here in your community? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org.
When seasonal allergies and clogged sinuses make you miserable, you want fast relief. But recently there's confusion about which cold and allergy products work and which ones don't. In fact, oral phenylephrine, a drug found in many oral decongestants in the cold and allergy aisle, is currently being evaluated by the FDA because it may be ineffective. Luckily, there's a drug-free solution called Navage that for many provides on-the-spot relief. Navage is the natural way to relieve congestion by sucking out the allergens, germs, and mucus that can make you stuffy and miserable. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril. Trust drug-free Navage so you can breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Some intimate parts need the gentle, easy trim of a Gillette trimmer. And some need the closeness and comfort of a Gillette Intimate razor. While others need a Gillette Anti-Chafe Stick. Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get, down there. Buy now.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Springs.